Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Osmi out of Atlanta, Georgia, but we had a whole crew that's going to be with us in just a few minutes, and you too can be a part of the conversation. It's real simple. All you have to do is dial 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd definitely love to have your input on what we're going to talk about today. And we got a lot of topics we're going to cover today. Well, quite a few. Um, quite a few. Quite a few, but not a lot. But hopefully they will be in depth and we'll go very deep in the conversation. Good morning, everybody. Good morning on TikTok. I see you coming in over there to TikTok. Good morning. Turn you around just a little bit. Flip it like this. Okay, good job. Good morning to each and every one of you. And you all definitely could be a part of the conversation. It's real simple. As I said, just give us a call at 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. What is going on in y'all world this morning? Man, you got this big election coming up. It's gonna be one of the big ones. They got number 45. He owes over almost $500 million right now, of which he can't pay. So what should happen? He can't pay the money. He said he don't have the money. He's been out here selling peddling sneakers. He's been out here peddling sneakers, trying to come up with the money, to pay. So what should happen because of the fact that he cannot pay and he does not have the money? What would happen to you or I if we didn't have the money to pay? What would happen? What situation would we find ourselves in? Got a caller. This is my big sister, my sister from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Miss Hey, right, Cassandra Alexander Green. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, you got 45, can't pay his bill. He owe almost now probably over $500 million. And every day it compounds, I think $83,000, something like that, every day that he can't pay because of the interest. It's gonna be, if it's not over 500 million right now, it's gonna be over 500 million very soon. What should happen if he cannot pay or he continuously does not pay? What should happen to him?
The same thing that would happen to anybody else.
Okay.
His property should be seized, and I ain't gonna say that because y'all gonna just say I'm being mean. I just believe he just need to go to jail. I need him. I need him to go to jail so that he can't run. Because
Mm-hmm.
I just I know I can do all things through Christ that strengthens
Yes.
me,
Yes.
but I don't want to deal with knowing that that man is in an office. Oh my God. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. I, the years he was in there, literally, I stayed on high alert 24/7
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
good Lord, I've never felt this way
Mm-hmm.
for a president. And I've been here for several presidents. I'm 64.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've never felt so uneasy with, and I mean there were plenty Republican presidents, and I never felt
Mm-hmm.
that uneasy in my life. So I think that why does the law need to change for him? Why is it that he feels like it doesn't apply to him the
Yeah.
way it
Yeah.
does everyone else?
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
my problem. Yeah. It should, the very same thing that applies to everyone else, if they were in that, whatever they would do,
Mm-hmm.
Raheem,
Yeah.
whatever they would do for somebody that did that, that's exactly what needs to happen to him.
Yeah. And see, my thing is, how can you put yourself above the people that you're supposed to represent? If it would happen,
Absolutely.
if it would happen to one of the people that as a president of the United States, you're supposed to represent the people. And if it would happen to one of the people that you represent, then the same measure should be thrust upon you. That same measure should be thrust upon you because you're supposed to being in leadership, being a quote unquote good leader if he want to call himself a good leader. You're supposed to lead by example. You're
Well,
supposed to.
he doesn't want he see what we still I think what people still don't get about this man is that he wants to be a dictator. He
Yes.
does not want to be a president.
Mm-hmm.
We got to realize the difference.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to listen and rule with not rule but
Oh, he want
work
to
with
rule.
the people even in his own cabinet. He won't even the advisors that know about what's going on, he doesn't want to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to do. That's not what a president does. We have an order, the way things should be in this country,
Yeah.
based on
Yeah.
our constitution and all these other things. This man wants to totally be a dictator. That's why he loves Putin. That's why he
Yep.
loves Kim Jong Un or
Yeah.
whatever his
Yeah.
name
Yeah.
is over
Yeah.
there, Korea, and the guy from China. He loves these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell? Who
Mm-hmm.
admires dictators?
Mm-hmm. Him. Him.
And
Him.
he admires them.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said that out of his own mouth.
And
And he thinks they're great leaders. Dictators are
Mhm.
great leaders. Man, come on.
I've heard him say, they just tell you what it is. They don't listen and they tell you what it is, and that's what it is. They're the law. They say it and it have to happen just like that. I'm like, man,
Mhm.
that's a dictator mindset.
That's
You
a dictator
yeah,
mindset. But we have these people here in the United States that all they see is money. Listen, the Bible says that the love of money is the root of it. The love of it is
yes.
the root of all evil. And I believe that many of the people that are just dead set on supporting him no matter what he does is all about the money. You will end up in a pit
Yep.
running after the bag, as those kids say. Now, I don't even
Mhm.
use that term,
Yeah.
but you so the people in this country to owe the money. Oh, we got to listen.
Uh-huh.
If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then we'd hear from heaven. And he said, I'd heal the land.
Yeah.
God ain't even paying us no attention at this point
Mhm.
because people doing everything is about
Hey.
is
Yep.
about money.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Everything is about getting the money.
Mm-hmm. And see,
And Raheem, I'm not stupid. I know that we need money. I know that you need to
yeah.
control the money. But right now, we need to take care of the people that are living in this country as much as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not the objective. Let me ask you this,
No,
because right now, and I want to be fair with, and I want you to be very fair how you answer this particular question. It is said he says that he is a Republican, but is he a Republican? Based on what the Republicans were in the past, and or has it become a Trumpism or whatever you want to call it? Has the Republican Party bowed down to him?
they, that ain't, man, a 5-year-old can tell that the Republican Party has totally become a kiss butt,
Yeah. Say
do
it.
whatever Trump say, because he's our savior. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And why is he their savior? This is why.
Mm-hmm.
Money.
Yeah.
All surrounding money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything that they are fighting for right now to get that man back in office is surrounded about taking care of the elderly? No.
No.
Is it about taking care of people's health needs? No. Is it about taking care of the poor? No. All of the things the Bible talks about. See, this is what gets me. People keep talking about, we're Republicans and we fighting for this because, God wants you to do. I ain't nothing. I'm going to go straight country. Ain't nothing
Mm-hmm.
that these people are talking about now has anything with Christianity doing good or doing right. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. And I'm sure there's some great people that in the Republican Party. I know people in the Republican Party, and I feel like they have been bamboozled by this Hitler. I mean, by what's his name?
45.
Yeah,
We just said it.
yeah,
45.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
TikTok said this right here. TikTok. This is I think it's Rudolph. I want to make sure I get the name right. Rudolph said Agent Orange is racism more than money. People who follow him aren't even people, or even people who don't have money. He said some of the people that follow him don't even have money, but it's more.
I agree.
He says it's more along the line of
I
racism.
totally agree.
Yeah.
See. You're right. What's the name? Rudolph. You're right.
Yes.
You. See, I try to not put everything in race because people say, "Oh, she always talking about racism." But let me tell you something. Let's just be real about it. I'm so glad you said that. Money and race. They are so concerned about, and not just black people. They're concerned about any color other than white people that are making something, doing something in this country, making something of themselves. The Jews shall not replace us. The blacks shall not replace us. I was in Atlanta, Georgia, where I live, several years ago, maybe 5 years, 6 years now ago. There was a rally of right-wing people, the neo-Nazis, the skinheads, the what do you call it? Neo-Nazi skinheads, Klan, and some other groups. They were here doing a march on a Saturday. If they had done that during a weekday, I think all hell would have broke loose because Atlanta is full of nothing but black people on during the week downtown because that's they work down there. I'm in a line. This neo-Nazi white girl with bright red hair. I will never forget that woman's face as long as I live. Yeah, nigga, y'all ain't gonna replace. Man, I almost jumped through the state patrol line. All I could think of, I will rip her head off of her. And I was 60 at that time. I said, if that white girl calls me a nigga, I'm gonna rip her head. Look, and I didn't even think about the state patrol. Most of them black officers standing around them, and they talking about nigga this and their derogatory name for the Jews. Different ones were making speeches. And it was it might have been 100 of them, 100 and something of them, and it was probably close to 2,000 different groups standing against them. Man, if
it would have went down, it would have went down.
Thank God for restraint. Lord, it would have been a total wrap that day. And I'm not even a violent person, but man, when you hear ignorant, because you know they're ignorant by what they say, what's coming out of their mouth. When you hear a white person in your face calling you a boy.
That's a totally different ball of wax.
Woo! That's a whole nother animal right there. I've had it happen to me maybe 3 times in my life. And that was the one time the white supremacist group, one of their members came to my house, pointed a shotgun at me and said, N-word, I'll kill you, B.
Yeah. Wow.
At my door, on my property. Because I'm standing up for something that's right. Come on now, y'all. And thank you, Rudolph. You're right. That's exactly what it's about. Race and money.
Yep, exactly. Now, with that being said, Cassandra, and I know I've asked you this question I probably 1 million times on here, and I've gotten the same answer 1 million times. I'm gonna ask the question one more time, and I know it's gonna be 1,000,001 time, and we'll get the same answer. But I'm asking anyway, because I'm the question asker. Do you think there will ever be a day where people will see past the color of their skin, the differences in each other, and live in a loving, peaceful environment where we can all get along?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. For those of us that are Christians, our own Bible says that's not going to happen. So no, it's not going to happen because man's heart is so evil. You got people that are so evil. Listen, they probably ain't never been in the room, sat down and talked to a person of color in their life, but they hate you just because of your color. What in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world?
yeah.
They hate you because of the color of your skin. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Wow.
Please explain that to me. Explain that to me though.
What? And
How could you don't know the person, you don't know their kindness, you don't know how loving they are. All you know is they're black, boom, that's it.
mm-hmm,
They're Mexican, boom, that's it. They're
mm-hmm.
Jewish, boom, I hate them.
Yeah, yeah.
What in the world?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Wow.
we'll never have that time. Not in this earth.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Um, Cassandra, you have studied a lot, done a lot of research on a lot of different things. Explain to me, please explain to me in the best way that you can, former educator, so I know you're very articulate. What did black people do so bad to make the world hate them so much?
We were born. That's all.
Wow.
All it took is for us to be born black. And
Mm-hmm.
that right there is people find that that's what I was saying. People, that's their excuse for hating us. The fact that we are black, that we have dark skin.
Mm. Is that enough
That's
to
all we did.
is that enough to
Is
hate
that enough
somebody?
to make you? Yes, obviously, Raheem, because that's what people do.
Mm.
They hate us and have no reason whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatsoever.
Mm.
What did the Jewish people do that made the Nazis hate them so much? What did they do?
Nothing.
They were just living in the country,
Mm-hmm.
minding their own business, trying to work and make the best of their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Hitler decided we want a pure race. What the heck is a pure race?
Mm. I have no idea.
We don't want no black people over here. We don't want no Jewish people. We gonna be pure. We gonna be blonde hair, and blonde, what do you call it? Blue eyes and
Yeah.
blonde hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was his he thought that was like the ultimate right there. If you can get blonde hair, then you
But
doing something.
but he didn't have that.
He didn't have blonde, but he was raising an army
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Come on now, do your research.
Yeah. 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 And see, that's
That
amazing. That's what he thought was a
isn't that
superior.
crazy?
Yeah, the superior race, and they look like this, blonde hair, blue eye,
Okay,
and
okay.
and
Isn't that crazy?
and I
Isn't that
tell him,
crazy?
turn the mirror around, brother. You don't even look like that. So what are you talking?
Okay, but that lets you know how crazy this man was. And okay, just for a side note, can we just put a side note on this?
Let's do it.
45 on White said the only book that he keeps and reads over and over again
Mm-hmm.
is Hitler's book.
Yep. Yep.
Over and over again.
Mm-hmm. What does that say? What does that tell you?
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He read that one book. He reads that one book over and over again.
Cassandra, we said that it is. I will ask the question: what did we do to hate for them to hate us so much? And you answered that question. I'm gonna ask you another question, and we're gonna stay pretty much in the same area that we're in right now. Is it hard, Cassandra? Is it hard being black? For the people that are out, that are listening, that are viewing the broadcast right now, from your aspect, you've been black all your life. I've been black all my life. Is it hard being black?
Listen, man, you get people that judge you based on your skin color. You don't get jobs because of your skin color. Listen, it's so much that goes with being black that people, if you are not a person of color, you have no idea
Mm-hmm.
what it's like.
Exactly.
Especially and it's not just in this country, around the world.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying, and we got a caller, just call in. Caller, turn your volume down. I think we're getting a little feedback from your line. Turn your volume down just a little bit. We're getting some feedback. Caller that just called in, turn your volume down just a little bit for me, please. So basically, Cassandra, what you're saying, and people that are not black and have never had the experience of being black, you're saying to me that just the color of your skin gives them the right, the go ahead, if you will, to treat you second, third, fourth class?
Citizen.
Yeah.
They feel that way. That, of course, that's not how I feel.
No.
But there are a lot of people that feel, yes, that they have a right to do that. Unfortunately,
Wow.
and I'm not saying that there are not black people that just do stupid stuff
Yeah.
and they're bad people, but there are people in every race,
Mm-hmm.
every color that have bad people.
I wonder something, and this is something totally different. We're trying to keep it in the same realm. But if a person go to a McDonald's, I'm gonna use McDonald's as an example. McDonald's as an example, and they go there and they get terrible service. Food ain't right. Uh, People taking your order, they so mean and nasty and cruel to you. They act like they halfway don't even want to speak to you. Finally take your order. You wait 35, 40 minutes and you get your order. You get in the car, driving where you're going, and your order is wrong. Totally wrong. Do you think a person will go back to a McDonald's the next couple of days? Or would they treat
Of
all
course
McDonald's?
not. You would be silly.
Yeah.
You would be real silly to go back and you get that kind of treatment.
No,
I mean, of
but
course not. I mean, not a sane person.
no, but my thing is, would they go to maybe not that particular, and I'm going here for a reason, maybe not that particular McDonald's, but would they go to another McDonald's again and again and again? Would they continue to go? And my question is based around this. They will not treat all McDonald's based on the
The
way
same. Come on now.
yeah, based
Exactly.
on the way
Right.
that one McDonald's treated them. Therefore, I'm not going to that McDonald's no more. No, that McDonald's.
I'm not going to that one. Yeah.
But
Don't go to that one on Ralph Abernathy
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They be calling it out like,
Yeah.
don't go over there now
Yeah.
because they don't know how to treat you.
But they'll go to
Yeah.
all the other
Yeah,
ones
you're
though.
right.
They'll go to all the other
They
ones.
sure will. Yeah.
Why would they do that? But if one black person treat somebody bad or whatever, one white person, one orange person, whatever you want to say, treat somebody bad, you can't say that everybody that look like
Everybody in
is
that
ju-
group.
yeah,
Everybody.
you can't-
Every black person is bad
yeah,
because of that one person.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's people that think like that, Rain.
Yeah. But they'll go back to another McDonald's. They won't go back to the same
Mhm.
McDonald's, but they'll go to another McDonald's over and over 3, 4, 5 times a week and get their little order
Yep.
and go on about their business.
Yep.
Wow. It's crazy. We got a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Mo Barnes in Atlanta, Georgia.
As you say, more?
Mo.
Hey, Mo.
Barnes,
Hey, Mo.
journalist and writer.
What's up, Mo? How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. How are you today, sir?
Hey, doing good. Good to have you, brother. Asking a question. First, I gotta ask you the question. I know the answer, but I gotta ask you a question for the sake of the listeners. Are you a black man?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
in New Jersey, but I came down here to go to Morehouse College, graduate with a degree in political science, taught by Dr. Tobe Johnson.
wow.
And I wound up getting married, having 2 twin boys, special needs. Now I'm a single dad. We lost their mom in 2021 during the COVID pandemic.
Wow.
So I'm raising them on my own. So I am definitely a single dad living in Southwest Atlanta and black.
Yes, sir. Now, the question that I asked a few minutes
That's
ago.
my neighbor. Obviously, I live in Southwest Atlanta.
Yeah, that's your neighbor.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, we black in Atlanta.
There you go. There you go. Is it hard? More, I'm gonna ask you this question, like I asked Cassandra a second ago, and I want you to speak from your experiences. Is it hard? Is it hard being a black man in America?
Oh, of course it is. And one of the things that I thought that because my dad is now a retired AME elder in New Jersey in the first district. One of the jobs that I thought was like God calling me there was working for the Israeli consulate here in Atlanta as the executive assistant to the deputy consul general of Atlanta. And the Southeast office handles like 5 states and everything else. But what I found there, and I was told by another person who at the time there was a film called Shared Legacy, the connection between blacks and Jews in America. And I realized, and others told me, that I was there for cultural appropriation.
Wow.
And it was very disappointing when I was there to see just how it was. So yes, it is hard being a black man, black woman, black child in America. And there's a reason. Now, Cassandra mentioned the rally that happened every more than now it's almost 74 years ago. There was a lynching in Monroe, Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
in 1946, July 25th, 1946.
Mm-hmm.
You go down US Highway 78 and see the placard there, the historical marker. At that time, 4 people were murdered, including a 7-month pregnant woman named Mary Mae Dorsey,
Mm-hmm.
who they were tied to a tree and shot over 70 times with a crowd around them. And it's disturbing, but her belly was slit open and everything else tied to the tree. And the baby, of course, no one knows if the fetus was viable or anything else. All of that disappeared. Now, here's the interesting thing. There were 16 days of grand jury testimony. During that time, there were highly influential political figures who, in the South, the segregation of the South. I talked to Representative Tyrone Brooks about this, and every year they do a reenactment of the Morris Ford Bridge lynching
Mm-hmm.
at the First African Baptist Church. And every year when they do that reenactment, there's a Klan rally.
Wow.
And there are state patrolmen there and everything else protecting the church. And about 2 blocks away from the church, that's as far as the group can go. Now, here's the interesting thing. Of the four people who were lynched, and part of it was, I don't know if I have the time to explain. I can explain it in 5 minutes, I believe, if that's okay, or just jump to the end of it.
Well, I want to do this for you. I want to do this for you, and this is gonna help you out a lot as well. The very thing that you're talking about right now, Miss Cassandra Green is the one that actually leads it every year.
Oh,
I'm a
Cassandra,
director.
I worked for Rolling Out at the time and did a rollingout.com, Rolling Out magazine, the largest black-owned free publication.
Yeah.
And I was there. I did the pictures and everything else. And let me just say this: there were white folk who were willing to come out and be a part of that reenactment because they know of the injustice of that reenactment. But let me tell you this: and with that thing, and Mary Mae Dorsey and the other 3 people who were killed by this mob of white men. Part of it was it all kicked off for 2 particular reasons, and this is the only open lynching that has never been solved, even though the people were known. So you got 4 victims, 2 married couples, and there was another lynching back in the 80s that is unsolved of a U.S. Army soldier, and his marker was there. I tell you, one of the things that, and Cassandra will attest to this, when we did the drive-through through Monroe, and we went through the vacant areas and everything else, and the wide body of land, and went through the churches where the people were there. We saw the sunken graves, unmarked graves, and what struck me were all those white crosses that they didn't know who was buried there.
Wow.
And how they died or anything else. And you had to watch yourself when you were going through the graveyard to get to the victims that were there. But the interesting thing, well, not interesting thing, but the whole thing came to a head in, for me at least, in January, February, March. Oh, it's coming up now, tomorrow, March of 2020. The anniversary of this, that a court had said that the grand jury testimony could be released, but a judge here in Atlanta, I think, I forgot which circuit court it was, Cassandra had stated and ruled that the grand jury testimony 70 years later could not be released.
Wow.
The transcripts of that 16-day trial, because people were still alive and are still alive today who were there at that particular lynching.
And prominent families.
Yeah, and they not only said it couldn't be released, but they sealed it for another 20 years.
Wow.
Why is that? Why is that?
Cassandra?
Yeah, it's hard. You can't, their blood still cries from the ground 75 years later. And Tyrone Brooks had told me that, Dr. King never led a movement here in Georgia. Okay? Even his own daddy Daddy King, told him not to do a march in Atlanta. Now, I always say that Atlanta was known as a city too busy to hate. Let me tell you something. Negroes and white folk drink Haterade every day in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're too busy to hate, but they drink that Haterade.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's hard being black, especially when your own people are against you because money rules it.
Yeah.
Money rules it. And
Good
the
deal.
people who are the oppressors still rule that. And let me tell you something. The black facilitator is the instrument of the oppressor. There's a reason you can drive down Campbellton Road. And let me tell you, I've lived in this area and everything, moving from Snellville, Georgia, and that lynching took place in Monroe, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever go like towards Snellville from downtown Atlanta, you'll pass right by the lynching site and not know it. And and the Cassandra will attest to this, that they can't even use blanks anymore. They got to go bang, 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 because residents complain. For one day a year, they complained about injustice, and the white folk in that area said, "We don't like this." And it's there's a reason for that. Now, a lot of people don't follow
Okay.
movies.
Brother, hold on for a second.
And there's this past Oscar.
Hey, Mo,
there were 2 movies of
Mo?
Best Picture.
Mo, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Hold on for
Yeah.
a second, brother. I got to pull some more people into the conversation. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there, brother. We're gonna come right back to you. I want to go to Cassandra, and then we got Curtis on the line as well. So Mo, stay right there. We're gonna come back. We're gonna conclude what you're talking about. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, no, he's actually telling the story. You would think that I paid him, but I didn't, because I've directed Moores Ford Bridge for 17 years.
Yeah.
This year will be my 17th year directing the reenactment, and we have fought. Attorney Joe Bell out of New Jersey actually has the case. He went to the Supreme Court last year trying to get them to listen to the case to release the files, and they said that they would not hear it at that time. So we are still fighting to get the grand jury transcripts. Yes, the vote here in Georgia was they were like tied or whatever they did, but they yes. So they decided no. So then we went to the Supreme Court of the United States, and they said that they would not. They told Mr. Bell that they would not hear the case at that time. So it's a huge. People don't realize this is the last unsolved mass lynching in U.S. history.
Yep.
And the gentleman that actually he wrote a book called The Last Lynching.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was the one that hired Joe Bell, Attorney Joe Bell in New Jersey, to handle this case. So the case is still very much open. I can communicate with the family members, the Malcolms and the Dorsey side of the family, and these people want some answers.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you be able to kill 5 people and not get answers about your family members? There is no one on this line that if somebody killed your grandmama, your great-grandmama, your uncle, your brother, your cousin, that you would not want justice.
Exactly.
All these families are saying is, why can't we get justice?
Absolutely. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Morning, Rodney. Morning, Glow family. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good.
Good morning.
We're talking about
We're
talking about the Moores Ford Bridge situation, and that's what we're very connected with that, because that's a part of Cassandra's life's mission to bring forth the justice for the Moores Ford Bridge. But I asked a question before I even got there, and Curtis, I want you to answer this particular question. From your experiences and everything that you've experienced in life, is it hard being a black man? You can't speak for a black woman or black child. Well, you can, because you was once a child. But is it hard being a black man here in the United States of America or in the world?
Absolutely.
Why you say?
And what's crazy is it's gonna hurt me hard to say it. It's harder being a black man in America than it is anywhere else in the world.
Wow. Qualify that for
And
me,
that
brother.
hurt.
Qualify that for me.
That hurt. I mean, in America, I was thinking about this yesterday while I was on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
In America, right? Like I was kind of, you know how I do, man. I go through these moments where I be, you know what I mean? In America, the black race is always considered other. And even down to our counterparts, right? Like one of the things that I noticed, like,
Hey,
is like when I was overseas, right? I could be hanging out with one of my Caucasian American brothers, and we may meet some people, and if you pay attention to the dialogue, they'll say to him, "You're an American,"
Mm-hmm.
but then they'll say to me that I am an African American,
Mm.
right?
Uh-huh.
If it's me, him, and Hispanic, he's an American. I'm an African American, and he's a Hispanic American,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're always looked at as the other American, which automatically, psychologically, will tell the mind, well, who's the first American, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how to explain this thing, man. I was just thinking about it yesterday. The black man in America is always looked at, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, but we're always looked at as other than. We're always the dash.
Mm-hmm.
We're always those other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I really pondered to myself. I'm like, okay, well, if we are African Americans, then why can't our Caucasian counterparts be considered British American
Mm.
or Slavic American or Russian American, Ukrainian Americans? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But see, it's something about the power, the idea of power and privilege that automatically forces one segment in this great American experiment to be pushed to the front,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody else pushed to the back.
Wow. Wow. 508.
Let me land.
Mm-hmm.
Can I land this plane?
Go ahead. Go
right
ahead.
here?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, sis. Have you all seriously considered? I'm pretty sure you done did the homework. Who was there when those people? Who was there when those people, those 5 people, got hanged? Who was there, and what is their connection to the governing body now?
Mm.
Wow. I'm thinking about something James Carville said years ago that actually won Barack Obama the Oval Office, when he said, "It's all about the economy, stupid.
Mm.
All you gotta do is follow the money," right?
Yeah.
Because if that Supreme Court did not want to hear that or want to put that on the side burner, I can almost guarantee you, in my heart of hearts, my spirit of spirits, somebody who was there got a family member that's strongly connected to the governing body now. The names might have changed, but somebody was there that wasn't supposed to be there. And if they open up that box of worms, we'll find out that this family right here been a Klan family, been a card-holding Klan member family for years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm curious to know who was there when those 5 people got hanged.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to bet you we can connect them names.
Okay. And Cassandra, John Fitzgerald said it's hard being a man, period, in America. And I'm looking at he's on TikTok. I'm looking at his photo, and he has a photo of an African American brother on there. So I don't know whether he's black or what, but the name is John Fitzgerald. He said it's hard being a man, period, in America. Though that might be true, is there a little more pressure? You being a black woman dealing with black men, is there a little more pressure added on to us than it is every other man?
It is. I mean, people. I mean, because things are hard for a lot of people right now. I don't want to diminish what other people are going through.
Yes.
But just let me say this, Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Fitzgerald.
Mr. Fitzgerald. I'm sorry. Take what you feel and multiply that about 100 times, and you know how a black person feels in America. You take what you feel that it's hard for a man, and multiply that by 100, and then you have some kind of idea of how we feel.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think
when you're discriminated against, when you're not treated, equally and fairly, when you don't get the same justice. I lost a nephew to police violence 2 years ago that made national headlines. President Biden spoke about it, all because he was schizophrenic. All because he was schizophrenic, and he was a big black kid.
Yeah.
And he was killed for being black. That's the only way my family can see that. He was killed for being black and being mentally ill. I'm just saying. That's why I fight so hard for equality and justice. I want that for everybody.
Yeah. That's good. And I think I'm not sure. Again, I'm just looking at the photo that he have beside his name here, but it looks as though he's a black man too. So maybe he should know. He should know, but he may be one of the ones that Anyway, Mo, what's on your heart, brother? He said, it's hard being a man, period, in America. What do you say to that? Is it multiplied many times over because you're a black man?
Yeah, of course it is. But let me say this: it's hard being a black man anywhere. So let's talk about a connection. Your caller mentioned that why can't white folk be called British Americans and everything else? And we need to look at the cultural aspects of things. Okay, so let me give you an example. It's hard being black in Africa. So right now, if you go to CNN.com, they're talking about what's happening in the Sudan. The breadbasket area of the Sudan, which controls the food and everything else, there is a rebellion going on. And villages that are food baskets are being burned, and kids are being made child soldiers and everything else. If you don't want to forcibly enlist, they kill you. And it's there, it's documented and everything else. So there's black on black. So we talk about, like, let's go to Ghana, let's go to Africa and everything else. But you can go online on Facebook and other things and see videos of black folk and white folk traveling through Ghana, especially this one young black woman, I can't remember her name. And she goes through the borders and through different checkpoints. And the guy's like, hey, how are you happy? He's happy to see her and everything else. She said, give me something. Give me something. She said, what do you mean give me something? You've got the motorcycle and the cameras. You're trying to be famous. So you got money. And she refuses the bribe, and they let her go at certain points. But there are other people who aren't let go, who are turned back and everything else. So it's just as hard in Africa, but because that most Africans, excuse me, I can't say that's putting people in a broad stroke. And when you make broad strokes, you make mistakes. But there are instances, and they're not allegorical, of their skin color. Everyone's black and everything else. Like the TV series on HBO, Oz. Okay, scene where the guy out of BC says, "Look at all this black skin in here. Makes you any different?" Okay, so there's a difference in culture when you go to the motherland. But the thing about it is, even though we're empowering and everything, let me tell you something. There are people who will switch, who are willing to marry their daughters, marry their sons, to get American citizenship in this country who have no connection. Infamously, Nigerians, not trying to put them out there or everything else, and Old Benin and everything else, who willingly were the facilitators for the oppressor that sold us and everything else. So it's hard when you go out, but we have to remember that there's a reason that we have an African American culture, because we are disconnected from our culture. Everyone who came over here, the Irish, the British, and everything else, they could give up their Irish and British citizenship, but they kept their culture. They kept it tight. Why the Irish were known as police, the paddies, the paddy wagons and everything else, because they felt they were better than the blacks in this country. And we have to realize, well, you can see it every day, that Africans and everything else. No, it's interesting. It's like I was getting my hair cut. The fellow who was cutting my hair was a young Jamaican guy. And he was talking all this stuff about how he liked Trump because he spoke the truth. And I tried to talk to him. And I had said, and I thought in my mind, I can't tell him nothing because he's got a razor and he's on my head and I don't want to mess up my haircut.
Yeah.
But he can't even vote in this country. But yet he's going to try to comment and say he's a part of this country. He wants to keep his Caribbean heritage. And everything about his, I'm against this and against that. But he was a Trump supporter because of his misinformation. But we know now that Trump can't pay this $464 million.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to take his property. And a black woman is at the head of it. He's about to be decimated financially.
Yeah.
Ain't a damn thing he can do about it. Because America is, no matter what you do in the world and the global thing, the US dollar is the international unit of currency. All the money flowing across the globe, they want US dollars for it. Why isn't the dong, the Chinese money, why isn't the ruble the money? We talk about the BRIC thing, the Brazil, Russia, India, and everything else, the other country that are moving the world, and they want their own, currency. And we see some of these Latin, South American countries and everything else going to Bitcoin. And that's come on. I mean, it's like, yeah, I remember I put $50 in Bitcoin 4 years ago, and I was in a crisis, and I had looked at my Bitcoin stuff, and that $50 I put in there was worth 200 2 years later.
Wow.
Okay, and I cashed it in. All right, so the money flows back and forth, but it's like Chris Rock said, white folk can wake up one morning and say bacon is the international currency. If you're Muslim, you're screwed.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a joke.
Wow.
Poor joke. But it's the absolute truth with things. So even as Black Americans, we separate our culture and our economy from those international. And we have our own culture and economy because of our own experience here. And I was mentioning the Oscar movies, Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. Okay, so I saw Killers of the Flower Moon, and which was the first case when J. Edgar Hoover, when the FBI was formed. It was the first case that the FBI sent the agents down to. And this was a situation where the Osage Nation in the late 1800s, I think it was 1891, 92, where they found oil on the land, okay? And at first, the Bureau of Indian Affairs said, okay, but since y'all are ignorant, we're going to control this. You got to come to a white man to decide how we're going to disperse this money. By the high point of that area in Oklahoma, and it's in the movie, were there, the combined money of the Osage Nation was $30 million, which is equal to over $400 million in today's money. Okay, and so what happened is each person who had land rights and oil rights were killed under mysterious circumstances.
Wow.
But here's the thing.
Sounds suspect.
If a woman in the Osage Nation had married a white man, the white man, her husband, automatically the family rights were passed to him.
Wow.
Okay, to keep the money in there. So 40 people were officially murdered. and of that, but the Osage Nation said there was many, many more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And Killers of the Flower Moon in the movie, Martin Scorsese, because at the same time the Tulsa Massacre happened. Black Wall Street.
Mo,
the Indians,
hold on, Mo. We got
the first people
Mo.
of Oklahoma.
Hey Mo, we got to keep it going. And I'm good to implement. We normally have a 3-minute rule on here, so I'm getting my timer up, and so everybody I'm gonna keep everybody. We got other people. No, stay right there. So I can bring other people in because we got other callers and everything. So we're gonna implement the 3-minute rule back again today to make sure that everybody stay within that 3-minute window. And so narrow your comments down, make your point, but let's do it within 3 minutes. Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. Good morning.
Huh?
I'm all right. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. I hear you. It was cool. It was coming in and out a little bit, but I got you now. I got you now. Okay. How you doing this morning, man? Asking a question this morning, Toussaint, and this is getting good, man. This is Tuesday already. We own it. But as a black man here in the United States of America, I want to hear your experience and let me know, is it hard? Is it hard being a black man here in the United States of America? Is it tough, Toussaint? Or is it just like everybody else?
Depends on who you ask. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, well, yeah, it's hard. I mean, let's rubber meet the road. Yeah, it's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference. You almost, I wish I could say it like I want to say it, but I can't. But you have to just be numb most of the time.
Wow.
Otherwise, everything that you see, everywhere you go, will affect you.
Mm-hmm.
Will mess you, will have you tossed and turned all over the place because it's no fairness in it. I mean, if I move to a neighborhood, automatically the value of the home decreases.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Why can I have the same or better credit score than somebody else and I can't get the loan?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with that?
Yeah. Wow.
What is it that if I'm qualified for a job and somebody else is applying for the job, they tell me I'm overqualified? How do you get overqualified for a job?
Mm-hmm.
And doggone it, you mopping the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mopping nobody's floor. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's a task. But you got to be numb. Does it make any sense? Do you feel like that every once in a while you just have to say, well, doggone it, I just don't care. It is what it is. Why do I have to do extra?
Yeah.
Why do I have to not only be equal to somebody in order to function? I got to be better than them, a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I learned.
How much pressure is that, Toussaint? How much pressure is that?
I don't care. That's what I'm saying. I mean, see me, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of pressure, but I done got numb to it because I grew up in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we was the grand poobah, the marshal of the Ku Klux Klan, David Duke. They wanted him to be the governor.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I grew up in a town. They had a massacre. Opelousas, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
They just decided they're gonna kill a bunch of them.
Wow.
So, it's difficult, but I done got to the point, man. I'm on my way out. I just don't care no more.
Mm-hmm.
I care, but I don't care because I know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
When I show up, I went to a car dealership, and I had the money, and I got so upset because they were, little white guys, they together, young men, white guys, they all together, and one of them made the comment, "What you doing here?" What did you say?
Yeah.
You know me, I don't talk to peons that think they're somebody. I go to who owns the company,
Yeah.
or the managers. I talk to them. I don't talk to me. I go. Let me see who's running this place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't get nothing. You go there, but you don't get no better results because they always have an excuse for theirs.
Exactly.
So, you know, my time up.
Yeah, one whole second. There you go. There you go. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning? Toya with a T, you there?
Oh, sorry, didn't hear you. Hey, good morning, want to go family. Hello.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
I'm doing. What's the topic for today? Who I got to get, honey?
Well, we're asking the question: Is it hard being black in America? You being a black woman, is it hard being a black woman here in America, or are you up against more? Because you know the black man is up against a whole lot. Or are you up against just a little bit more? Because sometimes even the black man is against you as a black woman. Do you feel that way? So, is it hard being a black woman here in America? What do you say to that?
Well, for me it is. I definitely feel like it's hard being a black woman. And I definitely feel like one of my biggest barriers is the black man.
Wow.
And I think that all across the world, we have an issue with us. I'm just gonna be real. You know, this is the story in the Bible about Ham and his little curse. And you know, it's a couple of situations I've seen in the Bible that make me think maybe that's why we here where we is. Cause some folks long time ago done did some things, and now we're stuck like this right here.
I'm sorry, let me call you back. I'm getting the feedback from the broadcast. Okay.
It's called mute.
Go ahead, Toya.
But at the end of the day, yes, it's a challenge. But I'm not gonna say it's because I'm a black woman anymore. Now it's because I'm a child of God. I think that is what really makes me the target.
Okay, yeah, I had to mute the
Oh wow, it's called mute. Whoever that is,
I get
they invented it.
I muted.
They invented the muting button years ago. I don't know why they didn't get the memo.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
I thought I muted.
See?
Oh, that's too smart.
See what I'm saying? But yeah, no, it's a challenge because I'm a child of God. So now this ain't just about color. This is about the devil. And I think that's one of the things the devil do. He always try to twist things up. Either way it goes, called evil. Outside, the exact opposite of good is evil. So when he does things like that, try to make it be about color, try to make it be about gender, try to make it be about race, even try to make it be about sex, because you ain't got you don't make people. So how you gonna get mad at somebody talking about they gay? You made them? No, they came out your culo, but you didn't make them. Cause I got a culo too, and ain't nothing came out here yet. So now you didn't make nothing. God is still in control. So at the end of the day, I think that the devil uses that as a distraction again to make it seem like he's not real. Oh, you don't like them because of color? No, that's the devil. Because being a child of God is why I got a target on my back. Anything good that I try to do just because I'm his. And it don't matter what color you is. If you is, they coming for you. So I don't think it's about being only black in America. I think it has to do with being a child of God with color. Oh my God. And you brown. Oh Lord. You said you like bronze. You remind me of somebody because you brown. Wait. I done heard about a man like that before. Get rid of them because they make people raise up from the dead, kill them all. Ain't gonna be nobody else raising up from no dead with them brown folks. I mean, I'm just saying. So being black in America, it depends on what side you on. Because when you're doing the devil work, I bet you it's a whole lot easier than what we trying to sit over here and do.
Wow. And she had 2 seconds to spare. 2 seconds to spare. Let me go back to Mo. Mo, what's on your heart, brother? Good morning, Leonard. I see you there. Mo, you there? Hello, Mo. Can you hear me? Kirk, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, Ryan.
Talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Talk to me.
you know, brothers, I'm going to say something that's going to hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What I just heard my sister say is depressing.
Why so?
And maybe I misheard her.
Mm-hmm.
But I just heard my sister say that, I think I misheard her, because that don't sound like her, but I just heard her say that she feels like her biggest barrier is black men.
Yeah. She said sometimes. She said sometimes.
Even if it's sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Before I even say to her, yo, no, you're wrong, I'm going to say to us, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's a problem that our women got to feel like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on. Are you kidding me? Look, the decimation of any culture is to take the men away first.
Mm-hmm.
Make the women have to fend for themselves or depend upon you as a different man. I'm going to say it again. The decimation of any culture is to take the men away first.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's sad.
That hurt.
That hurt, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have hurt because it might be true.
Mm-hmm. That was my next question. That was my next question.
I don't want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to even attempt to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe that there are some men, there's a larger percentage of men who are good men than there are horrible, downtrodden, non-working out of that. I think we taking the minority
30 seconds.
and making them the majority.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I work with a bunch of men that get up every day, go to work, do what they supposed to do, go home, take care of their kids, always out with their kids, but we never, ever, ever, ever talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say it. If that's how that sister feel, and that's my sister in Christ, that's my sister as we walk this.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how she feel, bro, I can't even say what I want to say. We're on a gospel talking jazz radio station.
Good deal.
Good deal. That's my plane right there, bro.
Good deal. And we're gonna keep this thing going. Cassandra, call back in, since I don't know what happened to your line. Something happened to your line, but call back in. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Well, good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
Good morning. Good to have you, sir. Asking a question. Is it you being here in America? And if I'm not mistaken, you've been black all your life, right?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. I just want to check, make sure. Is it
transracial?
Is it hold on. Is it hard being a black man in America?
Not for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not for me at all.
Explain it.
My color has never presented a problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have no idea why anybody would ever allow somebody to put that in their psyche, that this negativity or there's some struggle with just being black. You struggle half of the time because of what you put in the sauce. I could care less what white folks think or what they say. I have no problem with choking them out whenever there's an opportunity. So I don't live my life through the eyes of white folks.
Mm-hmm.
My color is not an issue. I happen to be black. If I was blue, I'd still have my foot in your A because of your unrighteousness. I'm way more concerned about righteousness than the color of my skin. Because nasty come in all colors. And when you sit around and say it's because you black, you a fool. That's just an excuse you use.
So you say I think it's kind of harsh to say that you are a fool, because a lot of times a person only speak about the experiences that they have encountered. But go ahead.
Well, if you have an experience, speak on it, because that's your experience and that's genuine to you.
Exactly.
But it ain't genuine to everybody. I love the witness and people to tell their own story, but you got a lot of people that exploit racism. You got a lot of people take racism and put it on their BS and then attribute it to racism. That's just not appropriate. It doesn't work.
So the struggle for the black man in America has nothing to do with the fact that he is a black man.
Well, that is when you're looking at it from a discrimination point of view. When you look at it from a historical point of view, from what happened to a lot of other people, what happened to our ancestors. But some of y'all sitting up here, y'all have everything y'all want. You do what you want. You go where you want. You come and go as you please. You breed like you want. You do whatever you want to do.
Does that mean you're free?
It's part the closest definition to free.
I'm paying for it.
There, what other definition you want to be free?
If
you are not free, it's because you're in mental bondage and you're that master.
So it has nothing to do with nobody else having a quote unquote hold on you.
If that is your story.
Hold on. We got some background. We got a background conversation. Everybody mute your line so we don't have the background conversation.
If you truly have a story of being somehow convicted, harassed, discriminated against, violated, taken advantage of because you're black, by all means, tell that story. But don't think you get to claim racism in general.
Good deal. Stay right there, Leonard. We keeping everybody within a 3-minute window. Let's keep this thing going. Mo, what's on your heart?
I'm sorry, because of the background noise, I mute myself. And I'm talking connected with Cassandra. The only free black man in America right now is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No filter, elderly, and everything else, who has this full potential that America is absolutely frightened of. And I'm good friends with the legendary blues musician Taj Mahal, world musician, and he told me, and if you know Pirates of the Caribbean, that whole movie was filmed in the area of Dominica. Taj owns part of an island in that particular area. And Taj told me, and I'm going to change my voice, he said, Mo, that's the way he talks. It's like the only way you're free in America is you take your capital out this country, take your money out this country, and take it to someplace else. That's when you're free, where you're not tied to the financial institutions of America. He is absolutely right. With that, we are not free unless we can take our monies and our capital elsewhere. We're free to do that. It's not revolutionary. It's an actual fact, And that's what we need to look at, because in America, money counts. And if you go to revolutionary America,
hey Mo, are you equating freedom and money in the same basket?
In this situation where we are in this country at this particular point, yes, it is about economics now. So let me ask you, we're all about freedom and everything else, okay? We love our black folk, we love our communities and everything else. And if you can go to YouTube right now, there's a movie that's coming out next called Civil War. And it's going to turn this country upside down when you see it. And it stars A-list actors and everything in it. It's about America breaking down, and they're portrayed as journalists going through the breakdown. And they talk in the clip. They see there's the California Federation, there's the Texas Confederation of troops in this country, and everything breaks down. And it's like, you don't want less. Yes, we are warrior generals in our seats, in our comfort zone. But if it came to picking up a rifle protecting your family and everything else. How many of us are willing to do that? So I live in Southwest Atlanta. Can I pick up a gun? I don't do a gun because of my kids and everything else. If I was, not having my kids around, of course I'd have a rifle. Of course, everyone can get a shotgun. That's in Atlanta and Georgia. That's, part of your rights. There's a reason, like Remington Arms has been around since the Civil War, left New York and has moved their operations to Georgia.
30 seconds.
They're producing arms in Georgia. Why is that? You look at the Civil War. One of the things the South did not have was manufacturing of arms, of uniform size and everything else that everyone could use. Okay? That was one of their big defeats. They couldn't get a unification of weapons and everything else, meaning calibers of weapons, rifle ammunitions, even the powder and shot and everything else. Now we see that these major arms companies, not only Remington, operations in the Southwest.
Good deal.
Why is that?
Okay.
That's my comment right now until my next break. I think I'm at 3 minutes and everything.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see if you can give a comment on that.
Absolutely. Let me go to Toya with a T on that. Toya with a T, what's on your heart, sis? Toya?
And remember, we got to get off mute to get online because of the background.
Hold on.
Yeah, got you.
Okay,
Come back to you.
Wait, who's that guy? What's that guy? Who that guy is?
My name is Mo. Damn it.
You said Mook. You said Mook.
Mo. M-O.
Oh, Mo.
You said do M-O, not
Oh.
M-O-E. I am Mo. I'm a black man.
Oh, okay.
Southwest Atlanta.
Okay. Hi, Mo. Hi, Mo. Be new here, Mo.
Hi, lady.
You new here, Mo? Yeah, I think Raheem's been here for a while, but thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm telling you with the T. I'm the feisty one. Pleasure to meet you. So what's on my mind? We're talking about Civil War. That's what we're talking about.
Well, see, Curtis actually made a comment based on what you said about he was hurt because of the comment that you made. I'm gonna stop your time until you start talking.
He was hurt about my reality.
Yeah. About
Imagine
the
how I
black
feel.
man, about the black man, being your biggest opponent, if you will. Go ahead, Toya.
Imagine how I feel. I was raised by a black man. Imagine how I feel. That's how you feel about my reality? Yeah. Because it was crushed to get raped by one. It's crushed to get molested by one. Again, to start working, overcome all that, go to a job, get hired by some, and they still got the same sexual tendencies, but I can't just come to work and do my job. I see women, Sophia, talking about, I got to fight all my life. Had to fight my brother, had to fight my daddy. That what we talking about right there. We got to fight through that. We got to fight with brothers who don't understand what it is to be a brother and put us down and say what we can't do for 12 years. And then they'd be like, oh, what about she kill herself? I didn't know you was just playing. You never said a kind word. It's my reality when, let's just say, boyfriend, man, come along, tell you everything, do everything, get what he want to say, leave. I really don't want to be bothered with you. I'm just doing that to get what I want. That's my reality. Sorry, that's not the reality you produce or y'all produce, but the fact of the matter is that's some of our realities. You're a stumbling block for me when you do something other than help me. And a lot of us experience that. That's why we mad and bitter and gawking. That's why we're not listening to you. But for those of y'all who have what you have, you can't identify. But normally people get mad with you for a reason. So yeah, for me, because I've had challenges, like I just said, I've been raped by one. Now, one raised me. I know the value. I know what you're supposed to be.
Yes.
But hell, he was the only one like that.
He
the only one like that. All the 17 other ones after that were idiots. Quite contradictory to what the one real one showed me. So you can be hurt all you want to. I promise you, it don't hurt like it hurt me. Who you hurt at? You hurt because I feel that way, or you hurt at the people that left that taste in my mouth?
Wow.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out. And my heart goes out to people for the reality that they live. When I hear people talk about the father that they had versus mine, my heart goes out to them. But when it comes to the majority, as a Black woman, unfortunately for me, because I was raised by men and I'm a very strong, I have high masculine energy type of female, they don't do right with me. They don't do right. So yeah, for me, I've had more help than everybody else, except for y'all. I'm just throwing that out there, but that's just my reality.
Wow. Kurt, coming to you, brother. Speak on it. She's telling you her reality. How do you respond?
Well, first off, Raheem, let me just be the one to make some corrections here. You shouldn't have set that up like that, Raheem.
You said you was hurt, brother.
Set that up like that.
How was that wrong?
I said I was hurt because the way that you just set that up, Raheem, you just made it seem like I was hurt at her reality, and I wasn't.
No, that's not what I said. No. Listen, Curtis. Let me correct it then. What I said, what I said, or what I meant was this. Well, you said that you was hurt. Now, did you not say that you was hurt?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and that's the only point I was making to her, and maybe I was clumsy in that, and if I was, then I apologize to you for the delivery that you thought I put out there. But that's not what I said. What I said was you said that you was hurt because of basically the situation that she was in, or what happened to her. That was my point, and she spoke on that.
That's my point is. My point is she didn't hear it like that. She heard it like I was saying I was hurt at her reality. I wasn't even addressing her reality. I was addressing dudes. I was saying, hey, listen here. If my sister feel like that right there, I got a problem with that.
But why would you say if when she just told you she do?
Even if it's an if, the point is my problem is not with her. Nor is my problem with what she went through. My problem is, you know what? Hey, bruh, if this woman feel like that right there, then we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, man, hold on. What do we got going on?
Yes. Okay.
I was not. Please don't paint me like that because I have to work with people like her every day. Okay. I hear her story over and over again. I'm a part of her story.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
So I completely understand, or I can completely have some form of empathy and or sympathy for what has happened to her. And I can say unequivocally, y'all got it all the way, and I can't say the word, but y'all got it all the way messed up. If our sister has to feel like, I mean, just think about it, bro. Like, real talk, man. Think about this on a human level. If our sister has to think that one of her greatest barriers is us and have to walk, talk, live, and exist in that space consistently all the time, that is torture to the soul. And it is our fault. But the way she heard that was as if, once again, men, as a man, I'm re-triggering or re-traumatizing her by not validating her feelings. That's not what I was saying. And I'm sorry if it came across that way. I apologize, but that's not what I meant.
Okay. Okay.
Her reality is her reality.
Absolutely.
That's the crazy thing. Her reality is her reality, bro. Like, real talk. And it ain't nothing we can do to take away from that. But if you all heard it as if I was not being empathetic or sympathetic, no, I'm hurt by that. Yeah, and I got the right to say I'm hurt by that because when she look at me, let me put it like this right here. For every black man on this planet, when that woman look at you, what she sees is those who have hurt her. She don't see those who have helped her. I have to break those barriers every single day, 50 to 100 times a day. I have to break those barriers. When I'm sitting here with the complete access. I'm sitting here with the keys to the gate. I done opened up the gate. I'm holding the gate open and holding those behind me who trying to stop you from getting through the gate. I'm fighting them and holding the gate so you can come in, but because you see me as your traumatic experience, you won't come in.
Whose fault is that,
You won't
Curtis?
come in.
Whose fault is that?
I already said it, Raheem.
No, I'm asking a question.
I already said it.
I'm asking a question, brother. I'm the question
It's
answer.
our fault. It's our fault. That's why I said, bruh,
Mm-hmm.
if this is what this woman sees, then we got a problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I never spoke against her feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I dealt with, okay, it's fine. It is appropriate for her to throw her feelings out there. Once she throw her feelings, when I heard her say something about
Wrap it up, Curtis.
us black men, there's a possibility that us black men is the barrier. Okay, so we're gonna go to the root cause. Us black men.
Mm-hmm.
She done said her feelings. Y'all get it together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool beans. Let's go to Captain Leonard. What's on your heart, brother?
Oh, I'm just listening. See, that's a problem when you jump into that black thing. I you know me. I'm
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother.
I'm very short on feelings in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have any.
What do you explain that to me? What do you mean when you say that? You're short on
If
feelings.
Kurt does something to offend me, I don't then accuse everybody his color of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's irrational.
Mm-hmm.
Just because somebody do something to me don't mean I hate everybody that look like them.
Mm-hmm.
Or I accuse everybody of what they did.
So what we're talking about right now is the way that the woman feel slighted, even by the black man. Is that what you're talking about right now?
Well, one, that's her story. I don't have nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't treat women that way. I don't behave that way.
But that doesn't mean that it does not happen. And so I'm asking you about.
Yeah, I'm not saying it don't happen, but I don't think it happens because they black.
Wow.
I've been around the world and back. I don't.
What you're saying to me is nothing happened to black people because they're black. Nothing. Everything that happened to black people is because of something.
Actual discrimination and racism has happened to black people because they're black.
Mm-hmm.
Not how you feel about your life.
Mm-hmm. That don't play a part in it.
You can sit and feel like a victim all your life if that's what you want, and nothing have ever happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
They got kids out here right now, get everything they want, they mom and everything, supply them and provide for them, and they still turn out awful. Ain't got nothing to do with it because they're black.
Wow.
I mean, it's completely irrational to think the way some people think.
But see, okay,
let's say if black was,
let me say this: the part that the issue I have with that is, to say that is very irrational. That's from your experience, from where you're pouring the same venom on other people that you don't want them to pour in this situation.
That irrationality is a universal thing. It is irrational to make certain assumptions based on one person's experience. That is completely irrational.
Why? Explain to me why you're saying one person when I'm talking about black people feel this way, and black people feel like they've been mistreated.
Too many people be talking about people because they black.
What are they just talking about?
That has nothing to do with some of your lives.
Lies.
You are black because your parents black. That's the only reason why you black. And they slept together. That's the only reason why you black.
So what about my experience of a black man or being a black man after that encounter happened, after the experience that they had together happened, and I come here as a black man? What about the experiences that I have had as such?
Well, I mean, some people haven't had the same experiences.
Wow.
Everybody ain't been raped. So nobody should sit there and try to covet her experience. It's her experience. She's the expert at her experience, not every other black person's experience.
But to say it in that way, almost saying like her is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's her experience. Let her keep her experience. Let her stay whatever her experience. We dealing with something over here that's irrelevant to what we're talking about. It's her experience. It don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about. It don't have nothing to do with what we are. That's her experience. Leave it over there.
Yeah, everybody. See, that's the thing about it. If you don't believe you are an individual, how can I convince you that you have the individual right to choose how you live?
Your voice.
See, if you believe you somebody else's toy, somebody else's property, somebody else's pawn, that's your sickness, not mine.
My thing is this right here. A lot of times the voice, one person's voice could be very small when there's a whole community yelling out, screaming out something different. And so, it depends on how you look at it. Let me go to Mo. Mo, what's on your heart, brother?
Brother. So this is a historical reference. I'm going to try to do it in 3 minutes. The Black historian John Henry Clark, raised in Columbus, Georgia, he stated one time the only land his father owned was a 6x6 foot grave. And his father lived through slavery and everything else. When we talk about relationships, we have to realize that in this country, there's Black men and Black women rooted in the plantation methods and everything else. And this is going to sound kind of graphic. I'm not going to use graphic language. But if the slave master said that you need to breed with this woman, and every human being has a natural inclination of pleasure and breeding, and that woman is in there, and we talk about twerking now and everything else, and maybe you really love this woman, like we can see in every slave movie, from Roots, the original series, up to 12 Years a Slave, where the women are degraded and everything else. With that, in our relationships were destroyed during slavery, and it takes a special mindset and everything else to get out of that, because you realize that if your only thing is a stud to breed with women and everything else, you're going to devalue women. As you breed with multiple women in a month, in a week, or whatever the slave master tells you as a man, as long as you can keep it up, and a woman can keep you erect and everything else, and it progresses. So I remember I did a story about a Black funeral home in East Orange in Orange, New Jersey, called Woody's Home for Services. The woman and her husband who founded that home, the woman at that particular time in the 1920s had clients who they had women who the only man who saw her naked was her husband. And other women who went from slavery or were emancipated didn't want another man to touch her, especially a Black man, because of what she had to give up. And so the devaluation of women occurred during the plantation. We're the only people, and it's going back to your original question, is it hard to be a Black man, hard to be a Black woman? Yes, it's hard if institutionally from the 1800s and 1700s up to emancipation, how women were treated because of their genitalia, and how men were treated because of their genitalia, and because women were able to breed and everything else. My grandmother had 8 children, and so this was normal for many Black people and everything else. So when the sister who came on and talked about her trauma, there's a difference between, even in relationships, there's a difference between shared trauma and shared experiences. And we have to separate the two and understand that. And it's not an overnight thing, because it's a hard and painful thing to confront about where this mindset was. Atlanta is known within Black culture, urban culture, as the biggest city with strip joints. So I'm getting ready to appear on a show called 25 Words or Less, the game show.
Yes.
And one of the things that the host, when they came on and said during the lead up before we got into the training, is like, it was because he's from California. He's like, it's amazing I can't get any marijuana here, but there's plenty of strip joints here.
Wow.
Black strip joints. He said was a white man. So what does that say about culture and everything else, as we quote unquote are in the Atlanta Black Mecca, that our women can get up there and get more money dancing on stage at the prime of their sexual fertility and physical prowess, sweating, looking beautiful and everything else? That's the valuation. Does that mean you're wrong for devaluing women when you go in there? Not necessarily. I mean, that's part of the thing. But when they talked about making the $20 bill with the image of Harriet Tubman, can you imagine tipping a stripper for a table dance or whatever everything with Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill? How would you feel?
Wow.
How would you feel as a man? That's what I wanted to say. I hope that's under 3 minutes.
It is. It just went on. The timer just went off. Let me go to Toussaint. Toussaint, what's on your heart, bro? There's a lot going on this morning, man. What's on your heart? Toussaint, you there? Toussaint.
I had to find that mute button.
There you are.
Yeah. I feel like I walked in the room with something had broke loose, and it's my fault.
Wow.
I'll take 15 seconds to think about that. That's why I said you have to become numb, because you just stepping into something that happened, and here you are, born black, and you get the finger pointed at you too. What? What does that? It's almost like what does this have to happen? Why does it? What does that have to do with me? What we have an issue with is we kick cans and pass our issues off on each other. That's just me. It's just me. See, I feel like I'm just walking in the room and I'm to blame too. And here's what the other kicker. Black men have the same problem that black women have with them. The same thing Toya feels, I feel just the opposite.
Wow.
Because all our women have to do is have experiences, and then we pass it on to the next black person that we meet. And the tactic of divide and conquer works. And they know it
works. It is accomplished then.
Mission accomplished. Simple, but effective. And we the smartest people on the face of the earth, and we ain't seen it yet. And it keeps happening over and over and over and over again. And we blame it on each other and somebody else that put it out there. When are we going to stop it? You can have the rest of my minute.
So is our problem our problem?
We're the solution to our problems. We are an island by ourselves, regardless to wherever we are. No matter where you are, you're gonna stay. You can't change. You can dye your skin, it's still gonna be that way.
Yeah.
All you have to do is have 1%, and that's what you are. If we ever get together, we'll be all right.
Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Toya with a T, you with us, sis? Talk to me. Leonard, come to you next.
Yeah, some great points made, right? So there was a study done on some mice with like cherry blossoms and like electrocuting them at the same time. And then they sent them over with some other mice to have kids. And when those baby mice smelled cherry blossoms, they act like they were getting shocked. What do you think that means? There's a little bit of truth to what Leonard said, right? I get him. I don't judge all men the same. I told you I was raised by a man. That's my expectation. That's what I look for. And what I'm starting to see at 47, that they're all not like that. I got burnt a couple of times because I thought that's how men should be, but all men were not like my daddy. And I found out the hard way that some of these people are just evil, right? Now, I can only speak about black men because that's the majority of people who I deal with. Even though I love the way the man, a white man treats me, trust me, it's something different about dating a white man. It's like dating a Latino man. It's like dating an African man. But it's something about the difference in the way the white man treats you. That's different. And I still love the black men. After being raped. After being wronged by them, still love me, a black man. I'm not charging anybody else for anybody else's game. What I am pointing out is that there is a pattern. Same way we do it. White people, all white people are racist, but if 75% of them keep kicking you in your behind, you're going to feel a way about white folks. A majority of them. And I think that's what happens in life when you keep going through things and you keep seeing these patterns. And it's like, okay, we got an issue. And overall, I'm saying that we got an issue in our community. Can't talk about the white community. Can't talk about the world. I'm talking about us. And what I'm stating is that there's an issue that some black men don't like black women. Whether it be from how their mother went through things with them, same reason why white folks gonna be racist. It is a cultural thing, but the root of it is evil. It's always been the devil's job to keep us apart. It's always been the devil's job to infiltrate one and turn us against each other. I get that. But what I'm stating is that we're having a cultural upbringing that is toxic to relationships, and it is toxic to each other. And just because you've up and gone and passed with it, don't act like you don't remember what we're talking about. There was a point in time when all of us done things that hurt people, and hurt people hurt people. I cannot say that the way that I did men came from slavery. I can't even say it came from the trauma that was passed down, because my great-great-great-great-grandfather was a breed nigga. My daddy wasn't like that, but them two boys he raised turned out different.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do and act like the man my father was. And I know they hurt a lot of women. My father didn't raise them like that, but that's the choices they made. And when we make these choices and decisions, just like I decided to make choices and decisions to hurt men because men had hurt me, that causes a cycle. And there are black men out there that probably feel a kind of way about how I did them, and might be the reason why they don't date black women anymore. I get that.
Wow.
I get that, because hurt people, but the root of it is still evil. It's still
Mhm.
evil that was in me that made me do those things, because I was hurt by another man, black man, that should have protected me, that should have been my authority figure. See, my daddy forgot to tell me about that part at 7, 8, 9 when I was getting touched. He forgot to tell me that all black men, even if it's your uncle, they may not. Even if it's your brother, even if it's your boyfriend, they do bad. People do bad things. But because I deal with the black men in the majority of the time, and the majority of the positions that I work with, I know as soon as they see my strengths, I get treated different by them.
Mm-hmm.
They tell me what place I'm supposed to be in. They sit back and let me try to pick up something. Oh, you think you're so strong? Go ahead and pick it up. See, I don't move like that. If you need help, I'm going to help you. Whether you're a man or a woman or a child or white or black or whatever, it don't make no difference to me. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody to be equally as loving, equally as there for people like I am. And what I'm saying is, when I deal with that in the black community, I don't get it from my black men. It's always a stand back. Let me see how strong you are. You think you're a man? It's always some of that intimidation tactic, foolishness, because you see my strengths. You understand what I'm saying? So again, everybody is allowed to feel like how they want to feel, right? House Negroes feel a certain kind of way about the outside Negroes. The master feel a certain kind of way about both of them. And that's fine. You get to feel that way. But it does not mean that the reality of someone, trust me, slaves felt the kind of way, even if it was just one slave master that enslaved them. And trust me, that one time, they felt like they couldn't trust white people.
Yeah.
So imagine if you do that on multiple occasions. You get away, you go with this white person, they try to act like they cool, and they do the same thing, and you go away and go with another white person, and they do the same thing. By the time you get to the fourth one, you're gonna start to see there's a pattern and not trust whoever it is, white, black. It don't make no difference.
Good deal.
So
Good
whatever
deal.
you deal with the most, that's what you're gonna be traumatized with the most, and you can't take away that reality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let it talk to me, brother.
I mean, I don't have a lot to talk to you about on the subject as it relates to another person's personal experience. What I can talk to you is about, one, what I do basically because of the history. And my goal is to dismantle systematic oppression and white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. I don't take no crap from nobody. I never have.
Mm-hmm.
So one, wherever I go, black, this way, however I feel. I don't look for inordinate affection or respect from individuals. I go along my way, and if you cross me, you get what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
We don't just this whole it works when people are like-minded, not just because of the color of their skin. The only people that have really done the color of the skin thing is that blue-eyed devil.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to realize that, one, if we stop being so toxic towards one another, this has nothing to do with being black. You ain't nasty and filthy minded today because of what happened to your ancestors. That's just who you are. That's your character.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to talk about what somebody did to somebody else 200 and 300 years ago and then act like it's the reason why you can't be faithful to your wife. That's BS. I don't care who say it. I don't care what letters they got in the front of their name or the back of their name. Nasty is nasty, and it come in all different colors. Get around, and you'll realize it. Get around. You can leave this place right here, go across that water, and it be just as nasty people, a different color. All over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you live in this small little conception of what you think everything is, that's failure.
Okay. But see, my thing is right here. You say living this small little thing about what you think. That's a lot of times that's all a person know. What they think, what they experience, and how the trauma that they have gone through. That's what they know, man.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You can't tell them that they're wrong in that because that's
the problem.
What they experience. How is that the problem?
Because think about it. If the majority of people in the world don't feel that way,
mm-hmm.
and you do, you carrying this psychosis with you everywhere you go.
So I'm not supposed to deal with my hurt because I'm hearing this little small thing. I'm supposed to deal with the people that over there in China or Russia or Japan or what. I'm to deal with theirs. Mine is right here. Mine is
go get some help. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go get some help.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a feeling or a characteristic that is keeping you from living life abundantly and free, you need to go get help.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what therapies are for. That's what changing the mind is about.
It doesn't matter that it may be a system that I'm actually up against that has me in the situation that I'm in. It's a system. It's not necessarily a person. It's a system.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because every person who has wanted to be and live free has to fight. Why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you? Every living creature has to fight to survive. Why wouldn't you?
I'm getting 2 or 3 different messages from the message that you're putting out there. It's 2 or 3. It's 4 or 5 different, actually 4 or 5 different alleys that you're. That's
the problem with sick people. They only listen to one message.
I just said to you, I'm getting 4 or 5 different messages from what you're saying to me right now, and so I guess I'm not a sick person because I'm getting more than one.
Take all of them. It's like a 5-fold blessing.
Oh, so 5-fold blessing. Oh, so I guess I should. I guess at this point in time, I should say amen.
There are several realms of life other than the one that you live in.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you choose.
Okay. So
you're more than just the color of your skin.
But no one said that. No one said it was limited to that. But my thing is, so ignore all the other stuff and just deal with it the way that you say deal with it, and that's gonna work for me.
I mean, that's your choice if that's what you choose to do.
Okay.
That's what sick people do. Ignore. And then it makes them less aware.
Okay, sick people ignore, but at the same time they don't pay attention to the hurt that other people are going through because Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? Kurt?
Man, this that, yeah, I'm right here. I had to hit that mute button. This thing can go in so many different directions.
Absolutely.
I mean, because the craziest thing about the traumatized is that the human species has a need to re-traumatize itself in order to gain some form of understanding as to what life is really meant. And I keep hearing this word. Let me tell you what allowed for me to exist in my space and accept what it is that's done happening. What it is that's happened, what it is that is happening, and what can happen if we don't make adjustments, right? For one, the show started, well, I ain't gonna say it started, but there was a what's name that dialed that's hit you online. His last name was Fitzgerald,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Let me tell you how God aligned things up. It does not surprise me that we having this conversation and a person who is not connected to the show, just a listener, chimes in with the last name Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why do I say that? The Fitzgeralds are a family that has been persecuted since 1619. They were fervently persecuted during the Reconstruction of America because there was a Fitzgerald that was voted into office in the state of South Carolina during Reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
They beat him to death right there in the State House Capitol. They beat him to death because he wouldn't sign over his land. His name was Fitzgerald. His last name was Fitzgerald, Representative Fitzgerald. So see that it don't surprise me. But however, we're talking about the traumatization of black men, and then we turned around and we re-traumatized black men.
Mm-hmm.
What I find is every time the issue comes up of black men, the issues that the black men have is being tossed to the side to talk about the issues that everybody else has. That's not to minimize what everybody else's issue is.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can't never correct the issue of the black man, you're not going to correct the issue of society. Period.
Come on.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. You know, I just watched 13 yesterday, and you know what? On some God type power, it's funny we throw around the word evil, but if I'm not mistaken, I heard Christ say, "I am the way."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You throw the word evil around. We throw the word evil around. Flip it. What does it spell?
Live. Mm-hmm.
It spells live.
Live. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like, I get it. I get it. We have gotten so far away from God that we really don't understand our purpose, our meaning, and nor our foundation. So the foundation is a house that's built on sand already. I get it, man. I really do. And when I said what I said, I was actually, you know what? I'm going to say it, sis. For every black man in America, we apologize.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
What? Go ahead.
508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Curtis, did you have something else you wanted to say real quickly?
What is done with the apology is what is done with the apology. If the apology is accepted, it is. If it's not, it's not. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's okay.
Good deal.
But all I'm saying is, when you get a chance, when you get a chance, watch the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Rewatch it. I know some of y'all done watched it already, but rewatch it again. And then right after you watch that, I'm going to land this plane right here, Raheem. Right after you watch that, the 13th, the documentary called The 13th, go back and watch Stamped at the Beginning.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Toya, what did talk to me, sis? What's on your heart? Toussaint, coming to you next.
Hey, well, what can I say? You know, apology accepted and all is forgiven. You know what I mean? I keep moving, and I still try to be encouraging to the black man. Don't get me wrong, you know. But Kurt says something different, right? This world won't be fixed until the black man get fixed. But I think that the only way that he can get fixed is through the woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God is teaching me some things about being a woman and how we birth the nation, and it's very critical that as women that we understand who he is first and foremost before we can understand what a husband is. So that way we won't be led down the wrong path. You understand what I'm saying? But there's something that we're doing as women when we raise these kids, when we get ourselves in these situations with being a single parent, that infiltrates the home. And we know that that's one of the key tactics that they use from slavery. But where do you think they got that idea from? Not from God. So I understand that the reason why some of us go through the things we go through, even white people, it's because of their upbringing. It's because of their environment. It's because they were
Mm-hmm.
raised that way. It's because something was missed. I get that. And I give everyone the same opportunity. But again, when you find the same characteristics and traits and you start to notice that it's a pattern, I mean, I'm just saying, when you look at statistics, what majority of the United States is in poverty?
Mm.
So what does that say for the majority? And when we start talking about upper class and middle class, what also changes when we get more money? The way we act, the way we treat each other. Is that true or not true? I mean, statistically, it shows you that sometimes we act a little bit differently when we got a couple of coins. But then when you're in poverty, you act differently than the one that got a couple of coins. Now, I'm not saying that all the people in poverty do it, but I'm saying that they have these statistics that say most people with this amount of money are tending to act a certain kind of way accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly high moral, they hide stuff in the background. And the people in poverty are the ones who, they got the reputation of, oh, they don't clean up, they don't do this, they don't do that. But they get those statistics from someplace. And when you put those same statistics in the fashion of how we're raised, that goes to the breakdown of what I'm talking about. Goes to the breakdown of what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that white women haven't been through what I went through. Yes, some people who've been locked up and thrown in pits and abducted and all that stuff there, and now they got to fear people. But still, at the same time, when it comes to trauma, facing it what it is, it doesn't mean that you got to carry it with you. It doesn't mean that you got to act like every day, you got to act like you scared. No, you still got to eat it. You got to face it up and you got to keep moving. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of what you want to call it, people have the tendency to make other people feel less than, or to try to make them feel less than, or to do things to try to make them weaker. And I'm just saying people, because the same way I feel this way, there's a black man that feels this way somewhere. I do think that we do things by races, because there are races that don't marry outside their race because of a specific reason. They don't want to intertwine bloodlines. So there are people other than us who feel like, color means something, race means something. But I do think that we dropped the ball, because when you talk about who God is, God blesses unions and marriages.
Mm-hmm.
And if we are some of the most powerful people, I believe it. I believe we were first. I believe every other race came from us. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also proven scientifically.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
good.
believe that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we the ones that drop the ball when it comes to leaning on that higher power and following the structure, honoring that man no matter what. That's the stage I'm in right now, right? Because God is dealing with me despite the hurt. I still want to be the woman that God wants me to be for a man.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if I see something that's not accordingly, I'm out the way. You know what I mean? But I first need to make sure that my higher power got me on point, because when you get out here dealing with these individuals, we do things because we hurt. And that's not necessarily how the reputation is supposed to be. But we got to be careful. When you go out here and you represent yourself as a black man, we're all looking at you. And yeah, you will wear the face for the whole race. So I'm just saying, we got to be careful what we do, because it's the reputation behind.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Tucson, going back to the beginning, is it hard being a black man in the United States of America? Is it hard, or is it just just as difficult for any man in the United States of America?
It's hard being in America, because this is the most corrupt country in the world.
No, it's not.
We have demonized everything. We America demonized and made it look righteous in the name of God Himself. We have damaged people for the love of money. It just so happens I'm born black in America. And whatever has gone on before and after I leave will continue. That's just me. I believe that. So I live every day grateful, but on the watch. And this, I don't even consider, never did, even as a child, I never considered myself to be American. Ain't that sad?
Wow. Wow.
I got the paperwork to show it, but it don't mean nothing. Ain't that sad?
Come on.
Ain't that pitiful?
Yes, sir.
Is it hard? Yeah. Well, just being American. What? American? Well, that's what my paperwork say, but they don't believe me because they keep saying, "Go back to your country." What country are you talking about? Where you want me to go? Well, I live here. And then when we have conversations like this, we have a battle within.
Yeah.
You know where the battle is?
Where's it at?
Black men and black women in America. Who's gonna turn to if we don't turn to ourselves? Sure, it's hard. So here I am again, waking up numb.
I don't know what happened. My video just went out. What happened to my video there? There you go. There came back in. Wow. And let me go to Leonard. Let me ask you this question. Is there any unity? Because Toussaint said that there's a divide between the black man and the black woman here in the United States of America, and maybe even the world. I don't know if he meant the world, but is there such a divide? What is it that you think of, or is there a divide between the black man and the black woman here in the United States?
I don't believe that there's a divide between the black man and the black woman. So that's to that community, whoever wants to believe that. If you live in that community, that's your deal. If that's your deal, hey, I don't have no problem with it.
So there's unity. There's absolute unity.
No, there's nothing absolute. There are some people who can come. Y'all talk about y'all got all this divide, but somehow y'all still manage to screw and make babies. So what a divide at? I'd fall out with you just like I fall out with anybody else.
Watch this. Well, so you're saying that there's no divide because they get together and they lay down for the what I was going to be comical and say the 3 minutes that they lay down, but you know I'm not. But because of the fact that they lay down and they make babies, that means, from what you're saying to me, that means that there's no divide there.
Because see, both of y'all wanted the same thing, so that's why y'all came together, right?
During that particular time.
Okay.
What about the rest of the time? What if they lay down for an hour? What about the other 23 hours in a day?
Right.
Are they just as unified during that time?
No. And that's what people think. See, this whole notion that you're gonna be unified because of the color of your skin is a bit delusional.
See, we see you're bringing in other. I'm talking specifically. I'm asking a specific question.
You've been talking about black people since I came on, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so why are you adding all the other people into it then? If you know what we're talking about, why are you adding all the other stuff in? I'm talking specifically about
black people. That's what you meant. That's who you talking about, right?
Yeah, but you said that all the other elements and all the other things. Let's talk about is there a divide between black men and black women? What do you say to that? Because that was the question I asked.
Not that I know of, no, because I'm not from that world y'all in when y'all talk like that.
And what
I've never been there. I've had a black woman anytime I wanted one, so I don't understand. I don't have a problem getting along with no woman, especially with black, white. It don't matter what color she is. I don't have a problem with getting along with people.
So because that's your experience, I'm asking not just for your experience, for your space that you live in. I'm talking as a whole, not just your experience. As a whole, is there a divide between the black man and the black woman?
No, not in my opinion, because one, I'm not a part of that. So I'll sit back and listen to people talk about it, but that's not how I live my life. It never has been. It never has been a point to me where I limit myself because of the color of my skin.
Okay.
I don't care what other people have. People say, well, you need to understand. I don't need to understand a darn thing what you're saying. What I need to do is do right by my brothers and sisters. That's what I need to do.
And holistically,
now, if you can't do that, don't I don't even want to fool with you.
So holistically, is that happen? Holistically.
With a lot of us, yes. In my community, yes, because I demand it. I am a part of a community of black people who love one another, who work together with one another, who are concerned about others' plight. So if you are that person that's out here stabbing and killing and raping and disrespecting and doing all those types of things, don't count me in as being like you, because I'm not.
Okay. Again, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Curtis, what do you say to that, brother? Is there a divide between the black man and the black woman here in the United States?
Get to the bag. Of course there's a divide. Of course there's a divide. Of course there's a divide. I pay homage to my brother who does not agree with the divide. You understand what I'm saying? And because of social and economical situations, he can support that. He's speaking of the forward movement and the forward progress of people as a whole. But of course there's a divide. It has to be in order to keep us oppressed. You know, in order to pop a chain, everybody think you need to pull the chain. No, all you gotta do is make one link. Just make one link weak, and your strongest chain will pop. You understand? You know, I'm gonna speak for a minute just from how the divide is set up. When I first started getting my life straight, right, I was still in the street a little bit. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time who probably was, you know, my wife might get angry if she listened to the show, but I had a girlfriend at the time who probably was one of the best girlfriends I ever had in my life. Right?
All right, you be careful. Don't you get in no trouble now.
Nah, you know, one thing about me, man, I'm gonna exist in my truth, brother.
Yeah.
She was probably one of the best girlfriends I ever had in my life, right? And I'll never forget it, man. Friday night, we on our way to this party. Police pull up on us. And this is not an exaggeration. 15 cars deep. Police jumps out and he pulls his side out. When he pulls his side out, I know that that's a 357 Magnum. He not only pointed it at me, but he put it in my mouth, man. He put it in my mouth, man. And at the time, now that I'm grown, at the time, everybody in the neighborhood had an idea that, you know what, Kirk gonna make it up out of here. The women in the neighborhood, they respected me. You know what I'm saying? They I ain't gonna say they looked up to me, but they just respected the way that I move, the way that I operate. But when that man put that gun in my mouth, bro, and called me a nigger, the only thing saved my life, bro, was the fact that well over 100 and some people outside. That's the only thing saved my life, man.
Wow.
The emasculation of the Negro man in America is for real. And they will do anything to emasculate you and show you that you're not worthy.
Wow.
That girl literally, once the end of the night, she literally told me, Kurt, I can't mess with you no more. That was too scary. You know, so I mean, man, you know, man, I sometimes I don't know where my head at on certain topics, man. You know what I mean? Because I see the BS. You know, I see it like it was yesterday's news.
Good deal.
You know, and the fact that we don't want to address it, or we don't want to talk about it, or we want to blame ourselves for the BS that we see going on every day. It says to me that we no different than the house Negro was against the field Negro. When we
Wow.
gonna break that mentality?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm
good deal.
sorry, I don't mean no harm.
Yeah.
I don't mean no foul. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I really don't. But when we gonna stop beating ourselves up, yo? I really want to know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good
I
deal.
really want to know the biggest
Wrap it up,
the
Curtis.
biggest butt whoop. I'm great. Wrap it up right now. The biggest butt whooper of black people in America is black people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When we gonna stop?
So your answer to my question is yes, there is a divide.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Good deal. Stay right there. Stay right there. Toussaint, what's on your heart? Mo, coming to you next. Toussaint, find the mute button. It's right there. It's a red button, brother. Push the red button.
I know. Just a quick thing. Okay, then after them 3 minutes of encounter between the black man and black women, they still don't stay together.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then the children that they raised, they got 3 folk,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not in the same house. So there's a divide. That's all. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. I got a call coming. That's why I'm hurrying up and talking.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
All right.
Mo, talk to me, brother. Is there a divide between the black man and the black woman here in the United States?
Say again. I'm sorry, I just got on off mute. Say that question to me again.
Is there a divide between the black man and the black woman here in the United States of America?
Absolutely. And that divide is what I talked about, what I sent to you about and put on the group website about shared trauma versus shared experience. Okay. We have all equal shared trauma, but we have the shared experience of relationships. And I posted 2 links to a YouTube video song. Diamond Lil Boggins wrote this song in actually it was earlier than 1938. It was recorded with the hit Shave 'Em Dry.
Mm-hmm.
That particular song is now owned by CBS Records. And also the other one, Run N-Word Run. I'm not going to say it, but it's again owned by CBS Records. And I think that's very important because one of the lines in the Skillet Liquor song, which they had to be the house band for the Klan meetings, because it has a great beat and everything else. But it's like Run N-Word Run, the Patty will get you. But it says N-Word Run, N-Word flew, N-Word lost his wedding shoe. And it's about a slave who escapes to marry his black woman on another plantation, but he has to get back before his past expires. And we look at our relationships with black women and how far men would go when they truly loved a woman and everything else. And as I said before, when you're a breeder on a plantation, multiple breeder and everything else, some will fall in love, some will step into love. And there's an issue because what disturbed me is the original start of your show, a little after 7, to now to where it denigrated to relationships between black men and black women. So what does that say about us? We have a serious issue with this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, even one caller, said, I'm not responsible for what happened, 100 years ago and everything else. No, you're not. But we have to recognize that this is a part of the psyche of relationships in this country, period, within black folk. And it started with the plantation and the disruption of the foundation of family, of where we are and everything else. And I think that's very, very important. And we need to step back and really, truly look at this because, yes, you can go to a room full of white men and everything else. There are going to be some women, black women, who are going to go to the white men, just as going to be some black men who are going to go to a room full of white women, and vice versa, even within the diversity of sexual relationships. And we have a disruption with what is natural or what we know as the foundations of family. Our foundations of family and of structure of our sons and daughters through the slave trade and the Middle Passage were totally messed up. So we have to come from that whole thing. that you have a bunch of people you kidnap, brought to this country. First is the year 1555, not the 1608 project when the good ship Jesus. I remember Morehouse and said, "Stop calling it the good ship Jesus," but that was the name of the ship, the Jesus.
Yeah.
When they came to this country and brought these slaves in and everything else, it started there. It started there, and it's still interacting with us now. That we can start a truly intellectual conversation. Then it goes into Black women calling in and some Black men. I'm not going into the gender thing, but all of it is about shared trauma. And then it goes with the shared experience. Well, what I notice about Black men, what I notice about Black women, but what do we notice about how we started out and where we were set up to have relationships with these people? You can't tell me. I mean, come on now. If you're a Black woman, if you're a Black man who's a stud, or you're a Black woman who's a breeder,
wow,
through violence and perception of violence. Come on, castration, everything else that comes on in my house. Slaves were castrated. George Washington Carver was castrated. There's actually a recording that you can hear of his actual voice. And it's high pitched because he's a castrate. So he wasn't allowed to develop. He was castrated before he reached pubescence.
Wow.
So I encouraged you, and I left those 2 links on there of Shave 'Em Dry, which the Rolling Stones had a hit song called Brown Sugar, How Come You Taste So Good? And in the end of it, they say you make a dead man come. Okay?
Wow.
Lil Boggins and Shave 'Em Dry, they took that whole song from her song. Okay?
Good
and
deal.
then the other song by the Skillet Lickers, Run N-Word Run. Okay? All of that is owned by CBS Records.
Good deal.
Both
Stay
of
right
those
there.
songs will not be played on popular radio today, but both of them are owned and getting royalties right now.
Good
So
deal.
what does that say about what royalties are we getting for our trauma?
Okay. Hold on, brother. We got to keep it moving. Hold on. Stay right there. Stay right. Yeah, it does. Stay right there. We got to keep this thing going. Toy, you want to talk to me, sis?
Go ahead.
Well, I think that also, if we go back historically, we know that there's a natural divide between men and women because at one point in time, didn't they think we used to be property? I mean, when God gave us dominion.
Yeah.
When men was first. We didn't even count. Women and kids weren't even counted. That just simply shifted to color. But there's always been a natural slight divide. From back then, we were property. Maybe this has something to do with a karmatic season. Maybe. Now we bucking the system now. I mean, I don't know. But I do know that just from that time frame, when we were first created, back way in the beginning, there was automatically a natural divide and a look down towards women. There was already a disconnect that the devil had already put into the air as if we were less than. And then I think that, human, had taken that. We got the dominion to take it and put it in however we want to. We could put it in color. We could put it in race. We could put it in kids. We could put it in animals. We can put that negative spirit into whatever we choose. And it's a choice. And after all of that, after knowing my history, breeding niggas, after experiencing my own, what the heck am I doing? I decided to take responsibility. Now, I'm not going to blame this on my great-grandparents. I'm not going to blame this on my mom or my dad. I had a conscious decision when I was younger, knowing the difference between right and wrong, and know what I was doing to people. And I did it anyway because I was hurt. I got to eat that. All the racist people got to eat the hurt that people did. They got to eat that. And this could potentially be a karmatic season for some of us, because I believe in karmatic seasons. What you put out is what you get back. But the thing we don't think about karma is that, it can spread 10 times over, and some people can never come back. And I think that's where we are in this world. I think that simple spirit and the divide of men and women that the devil put out there, we've taken it and we spun that web however we want it, wherever we want it. I mean, for goodness sake, I didn't get depressed to the point to where I wanted to go shake my butt out in front of everybody for free, because I had been the masculine. What can I say for women? The feminized? Is that what I was? Because I was raped. Nah, I don't want to go shake my butt for it though. Nah, I'm good with that. I'm a defeminize myself in my own ways. But everybody is not going to take that the same way. Some people can take it and fight. Everybody is not with that, because if that's the case, we wouldn't be here with the majority. But I want to tell you, I think it's something deeper now. I do believe in Willie Lynch story, but I also believe that now in this day and time, they're doing different things. There's a multitude of different
30
things that they
seconds.
use to distract us,
Mhm.
and it's not just about color. I can
Yeah.
only focus on it because that's where I'm at right now. That's who I dwell with.
Exactly.
But I think overall, right, this thing in the air, the devil, he put it out here for everybody. Whatever distraction can be used, he's gonna use it. Man against woman, woman against child. We heard about it in the Bible. Mother against father, father against son. We heard about it. And until we decide to unite and become one, we're gonna keep having this issue because the devil's gonna find whatever crack he can get into to keep us divided. Period.
Wow. There you go. There you go. Brother Pete, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Top of the morning, DKM Radio. How y'all doing this morning?
Hey.
Channel, social media, audience, everybody.
Yeah, doing good, doing good. Asking a question, brother. And I twofold question. One, is it hard? I'm asking you to call you all black man. Is it hard being a black man in the United States of America? Part two of the question, is there a divide between a black man and a black woman here in the United States? 3 minutes.
Well, for clarity's sake, I don't identify as being BLACK because I'm actually red in a hue of my skin. But I'll accept the term of being a man of melanation, a magnificent man of melanation at that. But the black denotion is a whole nother trip. One, two, there is a projection, and there has been a projection to divide the melanated man and his woman from each other in this country since pretty much the civil rights era, and definitely after the civil rights height of the civil rights era, the assassination of King and Malcolm, food stamps coming in, and the man not being in the home, and the return from Vietnam. It's been a strong effort to disrupt these individuals, and unfortunately, we support it too much. At the beginning of the day, let's be honest. And again, there are always exceptions, to when we make these statements. But the general rule, principle, premise, situation, I would think is, and I'm gonna sum it up. Do you love your mother?
Yes.
Do you love your sister?
Yes.
Do you love your grandmother?
Absolutely.
If you have a daughter, do you love her? If you have a niece, do you love her? Is there some woman that has melanation in her skin that that you're common with and have a relationship with, that is pleasant, upright, wholesome, and good and beneficial, and you regard and value them highly, immensely, intensely, fully? Then that tears down the narrative right there. And it's the same for the woman with the man. Let's stop feeding into the nonsense. For all the negativity and the issues that we can point to, if you can point to one, that's good. It destroys it all. Because, hey, I might have a negative occurrence with a sister here, but look, I love all my sisters. I love all our women are phenomenal. I'm just going to tell you, when you want to talk about beauty, there is no mark or schedule of beauty in existence on the scale of what we call beauty without including them and measuring it by them, because they encompass it all. Now, I'm not going to put them over and under. I'm just telling you, you cannot deny the beauty that exists there. You cannot deny the talent that exists there. You cannot deny the treasure of the being and the spirit and the essence of woman that is contained in the women that we call our women. Now, I'll go up against anybody that want to deny all of them qualities in our women. Come on now. I'm just speaking the God honest truth. We ain't got to get to violence yet, because I will get violent with you if you threaten these women. If you continue to denigrate these women, if you put these women in a position where you mean to do them harm, sisters, I'm your brother. I'm standing up to defend you. I want you to know that, and I love you. I can't make love to all of you. Let's keep it real. But I have a value and a regard for every last one of y'all. Believe that. From the top of your natural hair growing out the top of your head to the hair growing out your toes. We love you. You didn't know it.
Hair growing out your toes. Lord, my Jesus. Okay.
Question.
Say it again.
Can I ask a quick question, Brother Raheem?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. Who you got? I posted on your thing. You got Tyson or Fury, and even though that boxing is a science, and everything that's going on, because this topic is denigrated, as I said to you, from what you originally said to now. And I want to do something that's going to maybe unite us. And we got a warrior. You know, one thing about Tyson, and it brings back into what you said, Tyson was born by a black woman. This woman bore a fighter, a champion, the greatest of all time. Even in Sparta, people saw the 300. This is Sparta. Hey, this is Africa. This is what we came through the Middle Passage, and we produced a champion who could defeat anyone that he came up against until it came to a black man, but another fellow champion and everything else. And I really want to see your perspective in these last few minutes of your show. And I don't want to necessarily derail your show, but I think this is important. We got a 60-year-old. I mean, Tyson, I've met him a couple of times, you know, and it was just amazing to hear him when he was at his prime. But now he is here, and this young white man is saying, I'm going to defeat you. And Tyson's like, no, I'm going to retire you so you can go back with your brother and wrestle again. And I wanted to get your perspective and maybe some other callers' perspective on that. Let's get out of this thing about us and our personal thing and look at where the media is putting this black man. And I put that picture up. I can't put it on the group community thing of Tyson. And I wanted to get your perspective and get some other folks' perspective, because I want to bet, because I can bet online in Vegas. Is that great?
Wow. And see, you're going to come in here and change the whole course of the ball. We've been doing real good this whole ball. You're going to come in here with some doggone Mike Tyson and whatever.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, I'm going to come in here about Tyson because, you know, it's like, come on, let's get off of black men and black women. We can talk about this, you know, it's enough of it, but we can mention, I can name to you 5 websites with the perspective of black women, but you can't name for me 5 websites with the perspective of black men. And I'm not even talking about Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels, they talk about his thing with black women, but he was just as hard as black men when he had shows on black men. They don't talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. But see, that what you just said goes right back into where we were. There's an absolute divide. And what we need to do is, instead of not talking about it, talk about it and figure out a solution so we can bridge the gap and bring these families back together. Because not only is it going to help the community, it's going to help everybody involved in the community as well as the children.
Okay, so we got a black man who's a father and a grandfather now.
Yes.
And he is out there. He has been totally forthright in everything negative that he has done. Served his prison time, and he's redeemed himself. And now he's at 60 going in and everything else. What can we say about this strong black man? His total aggressive alpha male thing. Okay, there's no such thing as an alpha female. I'm going to say that right now, and that may be another topic for another show. But, you know, but I want to know who you got in this fight on Netflix.
I'm going to tell you.
Who's going to win? Who do you think?
I'm going to tell you who, honestly speaking, because, you know, you want to talk about this, so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes and talk about it. I'm going to tell you who's absolutely going to win, in my estimation. And I talked to somebody about this 3 or 4 days ago. Who I think is going to win is the bookies, is the promoters. That's who's absolutely going to win. And the reason why I say they're going to win, because regardless of who have the hand, whichever one of those people have the hand raised at the end of the fight, when the time is up, the promoter, the bookies, and everybody else that's involved is going to again exploit this black man to the point where they make millions of dollars off of him. Now, I told somebody else asked me the question who I think is going to win. I think it's going to be fixed. I think they've already told, because I saw Mike Tyson, a couple of his workout videos where he was working out and stuff like that. There's no way at all that Paul boy gonna be able to stand up to a real Mike Tyson coming at him in the way that Mike Tyson will come at him. So they watered it down a little bit. Tyson, you can't come at him like you normally do, because the fight will be over in the first couple of minutes. There's no way that young boy could combat a Mike Tyson coming at him like Mike Tyson come at anybody. There's no way. He's not prepared for that.
So Granddad beating people in the living room again.
I guess. If that's how we want to say
Joe Biden in State of the Union, why Granddad beating up people, why Paw beating people. But yes, the bookies are going to win. But let me say something. You know, Tyson doesn't go in there going to be a pole man, nor is Fury. I mean, you know, and everything. Going to go in being a poor person, getting out of the bookies and stuff. Physicality, sportsmanship, science, expertise, and let's not degrade Mike Tyson on his professionalism and everything else where he came through. I think Tyson is going to, number one, you know, after the fight, before the fight, you know, Tyson has broke knowledge and everything else is where he's coming through. But what does this mean to us as a people, where the white man is going to say, okay, we're going to go after your greatest of all time in boxing and possibly see him knocked out. And I truly think that Tyson will win this particular fight, even with all the rules they have upon them.
Yeah,
what does this mean? Because, you know, I don't follow boxing anymore after Tyson retired. There's never been a greater heavyweight championship, ever a greater heavyweight champion, other than Mike Tyson in the heyday of boxing. And
I don't agree with that.
Something that we as a people can be proud of.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that comment, brother, because
who's the best after Tyson? Lennox Lewis?
No. The best at fighting throughout history. I'm gonna go with the one that says I am the greatest. I'm the greatest.
Oh no, we can go to Ali. Ali's gone. His heart beat for 30 minutes after he was declared dead. What does that say?
Yeah, Muhammad is good. But anyway, let's go back to what we're talking about. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
Here we go. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Whether we talk about boxing, we talk about relationships, we talk about everything. It's all a ploy to degrade the people. You say that like that. Because why? There's an old man was talking to a young man. A young man threatens the old man, and he says, the old man tells him, he says, you can't win because they're gonna say that's a shame. This old man, you beating up at this old man, or if you win, it's a shame. Well, if the old man whoop you, it's gonna be a shame for you to let that old man whoop you. Why I'm saying that is because great as Mike Tyson is, if he gets knocked out like the rest of them did with this game, playing with this guy with a bunch of money, it just don't make no sense. All it is to break them down. He can be the greatest ever, but if he loses this fight, his reputation gonna go down. That's it.
And again,
this is what they do.
And again, like I said, I'm not even gonna watch that because I know there's no way.
Yeah,
if Mike Tyson loses this fight, if there's some happen to Mike Tyson lose this fight, I know it had to be fixed because I saw the video just quite a few. And I wish I could pull it up real quick, but I ain't got time to do it now. With Mike Tyson working out, he was working out. He was coming. You know, he was like looking like the Mike Tyson of old. There's no way that
boy. Brother Raheem, what if he wins?
What if who win? Tyson?
Yes. What if he wins? What does it say?
He should win. He should win.
But the thing about it is that it when you anytime we have what we call a champion in our society, they either get killed or their reputation gets tainted.
Exactly.
Just to bring the people down. The whole people, all people, all of us, so that they can say, I told you, we were superior.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest lie that have ever been told.
Exactly. Hey, Leonard.
Hey, Raheem. All hail the good bishop.
Tucson.
All hail the good bishop.
Tucson.
Oh, hell, the good bishop.
How about it?
Bishop, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm blessed, man. How you doing? How's everyone doing?
Hey, doing good. We're talking about what we're talking about. The start of the conversation is it hard being a black man in the United States of America? Then we went into is there a divide between the black man and the black woman? in the United States of America. Now we're talking about the Tyson and Paul fight. Who's going to win that fight, and what does it look like one way or the other? In one of those 3 topics, brother, pick one.
Well, I've been listening to the show, man, and everybody has given their honest opinion and views, and I have to agree, because one of the things about it is hard for a black man in America. It's always been hard for a black man in America. Go back to slavery, how they tried to emasculate men and denigrate them, make them look less to their women. Even going back to slavery, how they went in and had sex with the men, especially the big bucks, to show them the superiority of their race as opposed to the black man. And the conversation yesterday I was having with someone was dealing with how they want to take the man away, the black man away from the home, so that you're dealing with the welfare system and all that stuff. But yeah, black men and black women are in relationships, and sometimes, you know, there's a complete divide between the two. So that's it. But Mike Tyson, I expect Mike Tyson to win. And I saw the same footage that you were talking about. He's like the Mike Tyson of old.
Yes, sir.
And I don't anticipate him losing to no young buck or no old goat.
Yeah. And see, and Mike Tyson, what he have to do? He have to remember the conversation he had with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali said, knock him out. Muhammad Ali told him, knock him out. Knock him out. Captain Leonard, who gonna win this fight, man?
I don't know who's gonna win it, but I would put all my money on Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is my favorite boxer. He always has been.
Now, what you gonna do if he get knocked out?
Well, he just get knocked out. He's won enough. He could get knocked out 4 or 5 times. It wouldn't change my opinion of it.
Just long as he keep getting up, huh? Long as he keep getting up.
I mean, he's a boxer. It's a game. He has proven who he is at that game.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, people can argue all day about it. Just because your team lose a game don't mean they're the worst team in the league.
My team ain't losing too many games this year.
You know, and I'm looking out for your team to do something. Because why? Because I love Russell Wilson.
There you go. Yes, sir.
So, you know, there's a lot of things that go into liking people and supporting them or what have you. But I think some of us are just too vehement about certain things. Sometimes we get so carried away, and then when I turn around and ask you about something that's actual serious, now your voice gets softer. Now you looking all around. You don't know what to say.
Blinking.
Yeah. Yeah, you can talk. Yeah, Mike this and Mike that one. So why did you leave your kids again?
Wow.
And why y'all can't? What was this we was talking about? A divide between black and women, between black women and black men. Y'all have bigger issues, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Wow.
So this is the type of thing that I think should talk about more. Is we should talk about the individual experience and what they add to the whole as opposed to the other way around.
Exactly.
He's great at boxing. Mike, you think about like how he separated himself from other boxers because of his greatness in that field.
I just hope, I'm gonna tell you something. I hope he don't smoke. I hope he don't smoke none before he go to the ring, though. I hope he don't smoke.
But you know what? If that was his magic, smoke on. If that was his magic, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that magic you using to win, you better keep using it.
Wow. Okay. Hey, let me see. Kurt, talk to me, Kurt. Who gonna win this fight, man? What do you see, man? Can you see Mike Tyson losing? See soon. Oh, Kurt, still there? Kurt, talk to me, brother. Yes, sir.
You talking to me?
Yes, I am.
I don't even know why you asking me that question, man.
Come on, man. Talk to me.
They trying to send Mike Tyson back to jail.
For murder?
They trying to send Mike Tyson back to jail, man.
Wow.
Mike is gonna murder that boy, man. You know what I'm hoping is I'm hoping that Paul don't do that foolishness.
Them ears of the liquor.
Trying to do with Floyd. Because see, Floyd has a greater understanding of this is business.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to discredit Mike.
This
Mike
is
does
ludicrous.
have an
This is
understanding of
ludicrous.
promotion.
This is ludicrous. He's trying to beat me. This is ludicrous.
That's why the Floyd 50 Cent beef kind of got squelled out. Mike is the one that stepped in and pulled both of them in a room and had some real choice words with them to let them know, okay, this is y'all affecting other people money, right? But I hope this dude don't think that this new Mike Tyson that we got that's subtle and humble, and I hope he don't think
he's soft.
That the beast
yeah,
is gone.
Yeah. Don't think he's soft now.
And I hope he don't. Yeah, I hope he don't try those antics he tried, because then Mike mental will switch. He'll start thinking this is real. And if he start thinking this is real,
it's gonna be a real
kill that boy, man.
It's gonna be a real mess. It's gonna be a real mess.
Hey, I hope that Jake Paul does think that Tyson won't do it, because let the enemy totally underestimate the black man. Okay, the warrior spirit will come through. We always have, and I believe in Mike Tyson.
Wow, brother Pete, talk to me, brother. What you think?
I think that is possibly some seriously contractual agreements already, and hopefully for folks' well-being, it is. I don't know too much about this young man. He seems to be a loudmouth, and I'm not really impressed with the Paul guy. But we know that just for Tyson to be of his age and in the shape that he's in, able to do the things that he does, physically, mentally, emotionally, is a testament. Having been a boxer and taking so many blows, still displaying his consciousness and his intelligence. And then again, Mike is a true guy. I believe he's somewhat of a psychotic, some psychosis going on. Curtis was talking about that switch, and I agree with you on that switch. It depends on what Mike you actually get, because don't forget he went way off script and bit Evander Holyfield with his ear off. Pieces of his ear off. He went way off script. So when you watch his talk show, you see him sometime where he just go off and I'll eat your children and kill you, and it's like, oh, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And the people on this show are like, is this dude, should I run? I mean, what are we doing here? Right? So you don't really know what you might get, just depending on what happens. I think hopefully they have some contractual agreements in place. Certain Netflix come out on top, and like I say, the promoters, and the two fighters might get a payday as well. But naturally speaking, outside of all this hoopla, if them two guys met up on some everyday in the middle of nowhere, everyday life stuff, Mike would kill that boy.
Yeah.
At his old age, he was seriously, the young man, I don't think he's in his weight class. He's definitely not trained, has the experience that he has. And again, that Mike is an older man, so he's definitely not going to play with you. Two good, strong punches to the average person from him could be a death sentence. That could put the average person in a coma.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a trained boxer that can hit you and knows how to disrupt the cranium. Knows how to hit you with a 1-2 and jerk your head off your neck and actually paralyze you. So you know how to do that. You see what I'm saying? And capable of doing it. So it's quite serious. As far as the race element and all that, this is an older man. If anybody's trying to really compare a 20-year-old with an almost 60-year-old in a fight, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Let me give y'all a disclaimer. Little boys fight. Older men destroy things. Please understand, this is some marketed mess. Do not run up on the average older man thinking you getting ready to fight him. 9 times out of 10, you are going to swallow these little pieces of metal known as bullets. An older man will kill you.
Yeah.
He's not going to sit there and go 20 rounds with you.
No.
But he will empty a clip in you. So, be very careful running up on older men. Young boys fight. Men destroy things.
Exactly. And on that note, we're about to get out of here. It's been a great broadcast. Bishop, if you don't mind, hold on. I want you to pray us out today, but right now I got to go to Leonard. Leonard. Captain Leonard.
Sir.
Man, somebody joined into this broadcast late again today, man. They got in here about 8:30, 8:45, 9:15, and they say, my God, there was a good conversation. I wish there was a way I could hear it and hear it in its entirety. Leonard, you got a favor for him?
If you did not get a chance to hear the show in its entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3:00 Eastern today.
Good deal, good deal. And before we go to Bishop to pray us out, I want to let y'all know something. I want you all to do something for me if you can. If you're able, go to www.buytheblackness. B-U-Y. It's spelled out by like you're buying something. www.buytheblackness. Look at the website, www.buytheblackness.com. Look at that website. That's my store. There's a lot of things on there. We can actually customize it to whatever you want. We do it, whatever you need, to include embroideries. I don't have any embroidery on there right now, but we do embroideries as well. And so, we got cups, tumblers, t-shirts, hats, whatever you need. We got all that stuff. Buytheblackness.com. www.buytheblackness.com. Let me put it on the screen real quickly so you all can see what it is. And if you get an opportunity, please go to www.buytheblackness.com. All right. Now, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
If you got a few minutes, Bishop, can I get you to pray us out, sir?
Oh, to God be the Lord. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Heavenly Father, we come this present hour. Thank you, Lord God, for all that you do and have done, Lord God. Thank you so much for DKM Media. Thank you so much for Raheem and the program that he puts out to bring awareness and to enlighten and to educate, Father God, and things that need to be addressed. We're so thankful to you, Lord God, for everyone that calls in to give their views and opinions, Father God, to also add flavor to the minds of those that sit back and want some understanding, the comprehension of all that is. As we pray, Father, we're praying for those in government. We're praying for those in the ministry, Father God. We ask you that you bless those on the bed of affliction, trouble in mind, trouble in the spirit, Father God. We know all things work by your power, your might, and your grace. So we ask, Father God, if you do these things according to our prayer and our request, we be ever thankful, Lord God, for all that you do. In your name, Christ Jesus, our Lord, we pray. Amen and amen.
Amen. Amen. And on that note, it's time for us to get out of here for today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now, what time is it? It is now 10:03. 10:03, you're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple, I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light on you for the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow morning if God says the same.